Well,
And you parked in a parking garage.
I parked in the
Which
parking
direction in
garage.
the parking garage?
I was walking toward it.
Which street did you come in off of?
I'm not sure if it was this one or if there's another gate to the side of the entrance.
I just told you the first time when I asked you a question, don't lie to me.
Yeah.
Okay? So let me ask you a question. Now, are you lying?
I'm not from this area.
No. I'm not asking you what's in this area.
Yeah.
I'm asking how you lying. Did you actually drive a car on this campus? Either yes or no?
Yes.
You don't know you came through this entrance right here? Did you come through this entrance right here?
Is there another entrance behind me?
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. My kid loves to text me right when I'm going live. It's like clockwork. So, we've got House of Williams. We're going to roll in quick. A member of Heels on the Ground. I'm live streaming. Text me. House of Williams, who you've probably seen me... her pop up on the screen when we've been streaming on other topics. She's a member of Heels on the Ground, constantly at Molly's home, around Molly, helping Molly, driving Molly. Okay, so just in case you don't know. And then today, Queen Bee goes live with what I thought was House of Williams going to be arrested, but somehow House of Williams lied her way out of it. So we're going to go over that really fast before we jump back into some things we were looking at yesterday. And it's pretty crazy because the amount of lying, trespassing, inappropriately filming in a St. Jude's or a children's hospital where there are cancer kids hanging in there, and there's a lot of reasons why they don't allow you to film there. Now, one thing I love is right after I had started to watch Queen Bee, someone jumped up onto her panel. And, you about to see me go grounded dad mode. Girl. Okay. You're about to see me go dad throwing out some groundings mode. Just kidding. But a woman went up on Queen Bee's panel. See, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. I can organize my thoughts. And she explained the difference between private property and public property, like a furniture store, which amazingly gets brought up in this stream we're about to look at. And one of the main differences that this person points out, and it kind of was like, it hit me, and I said to myself, it makes so much sense. Why haven't I thought about that before? Why didn't that hit me, right? When I was looking at these guys, like, going in and out and kind of trespassing around in the past. But the furniture store is not public like Betty tries to say, and she can't just walk in there and film like she pretends. It is a private place. The only places that are public are like parks, streets. You know those places when Betty gets the cops called on her and the cops show up and they say, you can stand on this area, you can't go anywhere else. Well, that's why they say that. So like a sidewalk and even then it can be a little iffy, right? And then you've got a government building. Those rights apply to government property and government buildings. So how do those rights apply to a hospital? How do those rights apply to your property if they are on it? Well, you, the owner, the landowner, the person that owns the property gets to decide what happens if someone trespasses. A no trespassing sign being absent does not mean that you can trespass. That's not how it works. These guys are jailhouse lawyers. When they say they've got an education or a lawyering or anything like that, it is them claiming that they know how to beat the law or know how to get out of it. Because a lot of times the cops don't want to waste their resources hauling in a Karen. But you know what should happen? The police should step it up. And when people do what you're about to see Mallory do, and Betty and Molly, they should actually just apply the law. Just apply the law. Teach them a lesson, because they think that them getting lucky is some kind of comparison to them being a law-abiding citizen. So I really don't want to play a lot of this, though. Queen Bee played a bunch of this. I think the whole thing, to be honest. So if you want to see all of it, you can go to Queen Bee's channel, or of course, you could go to House of Williams. Though that's where it's original. That's where it's the original. The source is House of Williams. I do not support House of Williams. I'm playing this through the fair use article in the description, which allows me to commentate. It allows me to educational commentary, criticism purposes, things like that, transformative purposes. So this is my right to be able to do this, just to remind the Heels Squad fam. Let's go ahead and keep where we're at, though, and we'll go back a little bit in a minute, because I want to make some points, and that's, of course, why I'm playing this for you. I want to make some points.
There's an entry right there. I'm pointing it. Did you come in this entry down here?
I'm a little disoriented. So
when you came through the gate, was there a parking garage on your left?
the parking garage was toward the back of the building. I had to drive to the building to find the parking garage.
See, they're trying to figure out if this woman parked into the employee parking or if she parked into the regular parking area. But the funniest thing happens. I'm just going to go ahead and spoil the fun because I know a lot of you have already seen this. So basically, she goes in there and she pretends like she walks up to the front desk. She goes to these other places and she pretends as if, she acts as if, you know, that she's meeting her mother. That's what I was going to say. She pretends as if she was meeting her mother and they're going to eat lunch in the St. Jude's kitchen. Now, personally, I think she was just trying to make an excuse to get into the kitchen so she could get a free meal in that kitchen because, you know, that's a cancer, like a children's hospital. I don't even know if they make you pay there. And she could just lie and say that she's visiting a cancer patient and most likely they would let her have a free meal. Personally, that's what I believe. But when you get to the end of the video, that's when you notice that this heels on the ground member, you know, the professional heels on the ground member, the mask comes off. And they start to admit that the only reason that they lied and did all of this and kept their camera up through the whole thing. By the way, there are very strict no recording rules and laws inside of this area. Was because they wanted content for YouTube. By the way, they did e-beg through the whole thing. So I'm going to educate you on the difference real fast before we get going between e-begging and between sharing your link. She was sharing her, she was telling people they need to super chat and support her and begging for links off of what she was doing. I'm going to do the opposite. If you like my show, you can donate at the top of the chat or in the description. It's paypal.me/UNIRock or UNIRACHEL, UNIRACHEL, on CASHAPP. And then there's other ways in the description, or you can like and subscribe. So there's the difference. If you're going to go in and you're going to do this and you're going to make this scene and you're going to lie to the people that are there to create the content inappropriately, and then you're going to beg for donations through the whole thing, yeah, that's the difference. Hey, all. Hey, Carol. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Kim.
What was it you're making model of your vehicle?
I believe it's a late model GMC.
What floor did you park on?
It's white in color. It's a rental.
What floor you
Second
park
floor.
on? Second floor.
Yeah.
When did you come through the gate? How long ago was that?
I haven't even been on the property for 45 minutes to an hour yet.
So how long would you say you've been on the property?
Well, I sat in the car charging my phone for maybe about 20 minutes or
Were you
so.
sitting in the garage?
Yes, in the garage. I got out of the car. I came and I did a little bit of a footage while I'm live streaming on the outside of the building.
So when you stopped at the gate.
On the outside of the building? No, you didn't live stream on the outside of the building. You went into the building and then you went into the public the outdoor areas in the building to live stream. Notice how they lie on the most key little places throughout this thing, right? And then compare it to the Ashley Furniture incident and some of the other, the stalking and trespassing onto the Dobbs property and what they said to the police there.
Was the gate like this or was there some arms?
They see, House of Williams knows, Jesus H fucking shit on a Sunday morning on a turtle. Okay, This goes to do not disturb. I don't like doing that, but it ain't happening. It ain't happening right now. I called you all before I went live. Sorry. Nope, ain't happening. Now, I don't even remember what I was saying. Let's go.
Came through the gate. Was there arms or was it like this?
Oh no, it was open.
It was open.
It was open.
You
And
said
you
it was
just
a white
rolled
one
straight
type,
through.
Yeah, just drove through. There was no
what type of white vehicle?
a GMC. I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, you don't want to say it on your live stream. Is that it? How do you not know the name of it? Is she talking about her vehicle? How does she not know what vehicle she's driving? She has to be lying.
A small SUV or
A
large?
mid-size SUV.
Well, I've had some run-ins digitally through my show with House of Williams before, but I guess that House of Williams just was not on the worst behavior at that time, so I haven't ever given House of Williams a look. But remember, this is happening for a specific reason. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do that too. I don't like rambling on, but you know, you need to hear this. All of this is on purpose. From the Ashley Furniture kerfluffle to now, this is insane. Them to go into a House of Williams to go into a St. Jude's like this, it's insane. Why? You got to ask yourself why. And like I've said in the very beginning, when Molly and Betty started to act real crazy and really weird after they had the phone call on Nonsense's phone, that's what all of this is. It's a distraction. We've called these types of distractions out many times when we would bust people running fraud raisers, dox people, or when they would get exposed for a part of the fraud raiser that really showed that they were stealing the money. They would have some weird either victimization event where they would be in an emergency, or they could go in and have some, even if they want to be more slick about it, they'll cause a big issue. And when they cause that issue, they hope that everybody forgets or gets too distracted by the current issue so that they don't think about the big issue. Now, how do you know which is the big issue? You look at violations of terms of service when it comes to what they did on YouTube. Because remember, if they lose YouTube, they have no incentive to do this at all. They don't keep running heels on the ground if they lose YouTube. I'm going to tell you now. If they can't make money on heels on the ground, it just goes away. I'm going to tell you right now. That's a fact. That's why they do it. So the thing in the last week, from Ashley Furniture, Dobbs Property Insanity, to this Children's Hospital, St. Jude's violation and trespass and live stream. But you know what I wonder if the police that handled this, if they actually saw the end of this video, I bet they would go out and try to arrest her because she lied to them so that they wouldn't pick her up at St. Jude's. So she's lucky that the cops haven't seen the end of her video. I'm going to play it for you in just a second. We're going to go there first. But if you look at all of these things, this is what I was trying to say, and you look at what they did to Nonsense, which was they left that threatening voicemail. Molly herself was involved and was making remarks about it and, you know, was part of the doxing, part of the sharing of the phone number to Betty to make the threat. And all of that happening, then that's the major thing. Because if YouTube gets that, if, like I said, if Nonsense goes to the police and gets a report and tries to use a lawyer to get that to YouTube legal and make a big deal about it, they both lose their channels. You just can't threaten other YouTubers after you dox them and try to threaten their family and stuff like that in the way that they're doing it. You just can't do it. And it's like that with a lot of the past doxings for Molly and Betty. The issue is a lot of people didn't go to the cops, so they didn't have a police report then to take, or they didn't want to pay a lawyer to try and push it through to YouTube legal. And it would only be a few $100. It's not like it would cost a lot of money to have a lawyer do that. But on the other side of this, you got to remember the harassment of the Ashley Furniture employee ends up being similar, not as bad as what they did to Nonsense, but similar when you look at the racist comments from Betty afterwards. And this is why, and I haven't played this for you yet, but Molly went live. If you listen to her talk, she starts to make ultimatums, like imaginary ultimatums with her criticizers. She says, you guys make money off of me and Betty, and if we were to lose our channels, you're not going to make money anymore. So you guys don't want us to lose our channels, do you? And my response to that is, I've said the whole time, I want no YouTuber to lose their channels. But if you break terms of service, it's you doing it. That is not anyone else doing it. If you dox, if you leave threatening voicemails, if you, whatever it may be, if you do it, okay, that isn't your enemies, your criticizers getting your channel to go bye-bye. That's you doing it. So don't get it twisted here. Just because Nonsense might be the one who actually uses a lawyer to force the police report to YouTube Legal to get YouTube banned, it doesn't mean that Nonsense did it. You did it. That's your fault. If the Ashley Furniture employee files, let's say I don't know what to call it, but there's a way that she can go file with a hate crime or something, or like a hate harassment. It might not be a hate crime, but it would be harassment that was spurred because of the color of her skin against Betty, of which there is a massive amount of evidence to prove that that's exactly what happened with Betty's big mouth. That then could be sent to YouTube, probably without YouTube Legal or a lawyer stepping in to have both of them lose their channels. Will it happen? I don't know. But if it did, one more time, that is not, I'm going to say her name wrong, so I'm just going to say the Ashley Furniture, Kasha's fault. That's not her fault. That would be Betty's fault for espousing all of this racist garbage toward her and acting the way she did. So let's go ahead and play just another couple seconds of this, and then we will jump over here to, as you've seen, we'll jump over to the end of it so that you get a better kind of, let's actually zoom in a little more, so that you get a better kind of feel for what she said at the end of the video.
What type of tags on there? Are Florida tags on there?
No, they are,
Tennessee.
So basically, you don't.
I rented it from the airport.
They don't have any. What is your business here?
I just wanted to visit the campus. Like I said, I travel from Florida. I belong.
You visit the campus. Now, can someone in the chat tell me something real fast? She keeps saying that she's a high donator to St. Jude's. I've never seen the House of Williams channel set St. Jude's as a donation inside their channel settings and have all of their super chats and donations go to St. Jude's ever. I've never seen that. They are not, says Evil Ducky. So again, this person lied to the police over and over and over so that they wouldn't arrest them for trespassing. And then another thing I'd like to know, and I think this is pretty like severe, because I've changed my opinion a lot when it comes to certain medical issues in the country around elderly and sick children and people like that. And so her entering this hospital, she said that she was, I think she said double boosted or something like that or whatever. And they say, well, can you please show us on your phone or in your purse your double boost or your vax? And she says, oh, I don't have it. You would have that. Okay, there's no way under the sun that this person is all of those things but doesn't have that card. And you wouldn't go to the damn you wouldn't go to the hospital without that. Like, if you didn't have your vax proof, you just wouldn't enter a children's hospital for no reason. If you had a really good reason, you still wouldn't do it. Even if you were, you would actually just take a trip to the pharmacy, or you would get on your phone and set it up so that you could enter there. Like, I don't care if you get to get it or not. That's up to you. You get to control your life is what I'm saying. But if you're going to go and harass and trespass on a children's hospital, don't lie to them and tell them that you are something if you're not willing to show it, right? So anyway, and yes, you're right, Lauren. It doesn't matter if she's a donor or not. I was talking about her lying to the police, though. I think it does matter if she lies to the police, because that's breaking the law. Like, you can get snatched up right away, even if you don't do anything wrong. Like, if the police need to talk to you for something and then you lie to them, they can snatch you up for, I think it's obstruction or something like that. I don't know which one it is, but they can get you just for that.
To an online social group. We're pretty heavy donors of the.
No, you're not. You are not a donor. You haven't donated a dime to St. Jude's. Molly, just because she did a couple streams and rose like 8,000 or maybe 4,000, maybe not even that for St. Jude's, after she did a stream where she was raising money for St. Jude's but wouldn't show receipts or do anything to prove it. So then she did it like that to cover her ass, if I recall. If I remember correctly, that's what happened. But either way, that's not you. You're not, just because you're a member of Heels on the Ground, you do not get to walk in there and pretend like you're a donor. You're just straight lying.
Facility.
I don't want to bitch and complain, so I'm done bitching and complaining, but it's the truth.
So while I was in town, I wanted to show them the facility. I was simply sitting here.
Wait until the, okay, let's go. Let's do it. Let's go to the end because this is a lie, y'all. This is a lie. All right, let's go to the end. Let's see what happens when she ends up leaving in her car and the stuff she says. Actually, let's just jump to that right now.
Crumble to the fucking.
And oh, by the way, this is another example, like when Betty Peter Pants running out of the store, scared out of her mind, and when Molly was scared out of her mind, dealing with Ashley Furniture and the manager, and then talked all big and hard the next day on their stream. Same thing happens here. You just heard the way that she was lying to the popo about every bit of what she was doing. Wait till you hear how this person acts when they get in their car and drive away.
A patient cannot.
So they're talking. She's not even supposed to be recording in the parking lot. Okay, let me just help you out. These people that are there to see their kids do not need you taking a chance of getting them on your camera while they're there, bawling their eyes out, dealing with their children dying of cancer. It is one of the foulest, most disgusting things you guys have done. And I do think you offered yourself up to the Molly God to distract from the terms of service, the massive terms of service violation of the nonsense voicemail, and then the backfiring with Ashley Furniture and the racist comments from Betty. They needed something really, really big. They needed something like really, really massive. This is the most massive distraction, just so you know. And they needed something really gross, really vile, really big. And I would not be shocked if this was all just a big act. If they didn't say to themselves, how do we get you to get the attention of every single criticism channel that's criticizing us over that whole Betty racism stuff and nonsense? Thank you, Kelly. How do we get the attention of everybody? You need to go to a children's hospital, because then the cancer patients, being the kids being the cancer patients, and violate their privacy, trespass, and lie to the cops, and then drive away cackling and making fun of them about it. Oh, that would piss them all off so bad that they'll stop talking about the fact that Molly and Betty can easily lose their channels over that voicemail, that threatening voicemail, and the doxing of nonsense, and the racism towards the furniture employee. So what I think we should all do is just every time they make a big deal in the next, I don't know, week or two, we make sure to just keep talking about those two things: the racism towards the employee, and the threats towards nonsense and stalking and doxing of nonsense, her mother and her husband. Wait till these cops leave, guys, because it is the most cringiest. It is pure cringe. Good Lord. Okay, I think, is she driving? Sounds like it. I haven't eaten my lunch yet, guys, so I'm going to be taking some small bites of my lunch while I watch. Don't worry, I won't pull a Molly. You won't even be able to tell I'm eating.
So the vehicle's right there.
Where? Oh, shit.
Literally right there.
Yeah, it is. We could have just walked over.
Here we go.
We're gonna park right there.
So the valet, she had to get in their vehicle, and the valet had to drive her out of the property. And then the valet had to get out of the driver's seat so that she could get into the driver's seat and drive away. Like, you're not even supposed to be recording right now. You're not supposed to be recording right now. These people are there with sick kids. This is disgusting. Okay, I said I'd stop complaining because it's not good content when I complain. It's good content when I laugh, so I'm going to try to laugh here. Oh, I know. Yeah, they told me. They told me that she updated her stream name to pretend as if she was being targeted for being transgender or something. By the way, that didn't happen. Everyone involved in this behaved in the most forgiving way to Mallory when they easily could have arrested her at any point. And instead of being thankful, she's now trying to get them fired from their jobs. I'm not kidding. She's trying to get them fired from their jobs by claiming they were being transphobic and stuff. They weren't when they weren't.
Miss Davis, correct?
Miss Williams.
Oh, Miss Williams. All right. Here's your keys. Now that you know the proper procedures,
She is a total liar and her supporters are idiots. Sorry, not sorry. I agree. Anyone that cheered her on in their chat is just as disgusting towards these sick kids and the dangers, because this person has, like, before they'll let you into Children's Hospital, they want to know where you've been. They want to know, and then they're going to figure out whether you've been in a high area of other diseases and stuff, whether you've been in an area that has a lot of the cough, whether you've been in an area with like a lot of flu or something. Many things can get you stopped from entering that hospital so that you don't inadvertently kill several kids by bringing in something. She went in without going through any procedure whatsoever, she lied to the front desk and everything about this is so gross.
yeah,
I have it.
yeah. You explained it to her about the proper procedures?
It's okay, Ice Queen. We're all angry about this. That's why, like, I can't be funny when I'm covering their shenanigans when they go this far, right? Because I want to be funny, but every time they're just upping the ante.
I'm pretty sure I got it at this point.
Notice that she changed it to LGBTQ plus, gender, and trans here. I don't know I don't think that was there before. It could have been though. Could have been. But the title has been changed. The title now says something. If somebody can type it in the chat. She changed it for clicks and views. Oh yeah, she's proud of what she did. She's proud of lying and doing all of this. She's proud of putting this hospital, and by the way, while she's taken up all the time with the security there, something big could have actually happened, right? I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. We're in 2023. Oh, you're just being a big baby, UNIRock. Well, you know what? I don't care, man. If you're going to go into a children's hospital, a St. Jude's, and you're going to trespass, lie, and you're going to just do all this stuff, then yeah, I'm going to get a little bit more petty with my criticism.
Golf club.
Let's skip ahead till she gets in her car, because that's when she starts really running her mouth. Anita says, not only that, but they need to know anyone that comes in could be angry parents, somebody who wants to cause harm. They knew nothing about her. Exactly. Exactly. Here we go. Ask yourself if this is the proper reaction to someone who, well, I can't think of a proper reaction when you just done this, but just wait, because it gets bad, y'all. This is where it gets bad, y'all.
If they honestly thought I was ever going to turn this fucking camera off.
Oh, we know. That's why they had to treat you like they did, because you are violating that hospital's policy, violating the sick kids that are there. You can't say it's not true. Bree says, mostly a silent watcher, but thank you for calling this disgusting behavior out. My daughter has a ton of medical problems and is in and out of children's a lot. If somebody did this there, I'd be so mad. Exactly. You'd feel extremely violated. If carrying around a camera, you don't want your kid in that state being recorded, even if it's in the background. They're very embarrassed about that. A lot of these kids are very skinny and sickly. A lot of them have their hair missing, their teeth missing because of the illnesses. They have no grasp, and they are so embarrassed and upset that they don't look like other kids. And I know this because I have members of my family that have been through that have been very ill when they were children or had these things happen, or already gone because of it. So I get it. And this is just, how do you say, you get in and you say, oh, like they're going to expect me to turn. That's what they were trying to do. Yes. You are not allowed to film in Children's Hospital. The parents that are there with their dying children can't film. Let's let this sink in, Mallory. You are such a Karen. You're such a baby. Such a violator of sick kids. Like, it's not an exaggeration. It's true. That you want to go in and just swing a camera around so that you can make some dollars. You had no reason to record. None. Hope says, it makes me sick when people try to use their orientation as a reason for people judging. No, Mallory, we judging you based on your actions, period. Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. We haven't even targeted her for any kind of criticism yet. Only thing, I think one stream said some very minor things because she was with Molly. That's it. Because it's not about that, right? It's about the way they behave.
All right, hold on.
Oh, listen to the cackling. Peggy says Mallory is not a... Well, I don't know either way. But she can claim whatever she wants, in my opinion, Peggy. But yeah. But thank you for the support. And I'm sorry that I have to eat while I stream, but I want to show Molly how you can eat respectfully while you stream. Now, if I had crunchy food, I would just mute my mic with a tiny push of this button while I was crunching. But I don't have any crunchy food, so I got a potato and some meatloaf. Oh, and it's good. Oh.
Okay, who brings the quality fucking content in?
Quality content. Quality content. This is the cringiest, saltiest thing that you're ever gonna hear. Who goes in and violates the sick kids at St. Jude's? Who goes in and swings their camera around where you're not allowed to record to try and get these sick kids on their camera to exploit them for money on YouTube? Who has that great content that has us exploiting sick kids and swinging our cameras around in no recording areas, which is all of St. Jude, where the parents themselves can't even record their sick kids? Who? That's Mallory.
In Memphis.
Who's trying to distract from their friend breaking TOS heavily? Molly. Because if Molly loses her channel, you and your heels on the ground, guys, you're going to be losing the biggest part of your stuff. So that's why you're trying so hard to distract from what they did to Nonsense. And that's why you're trying to distract from the racist comments by doing this. Look, it doesn't take away from any of it because she means what she's saying. She still means it. But she did it so that she could build a little bit of a distraction for Molly and Betty.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, this right here is a terms of service bio too. Absolutely correct. What she just did, these types of behaviors used to be only from prank channels, okay? Only prank channels would go into these kind of like restricted areas where you're not supposed to do this stuff. And they would do it anyway in a big kind of way to try to get some content to get a bunch of views. YouTube banned that kind of behavior a long time ago, and there were some really big channels that got banned. So they didn't even realize that they're bordering into an already banned part of YouTube with the pranks that they're playing on the police and on Children's Hospital. You can't do this. Mimi says they'll never see the criticism is because of their actions. They'll always have an excuse why it's someone else's fault. They are perfect and never do anything wrong. It's because they're entitled. It is because they are Karens. It's Karens on the ground. I checked and no one's using that name for their nonprofit. They should use Karens on the ground because it's accurate.
Who stands their ground, bitches?
You didn't. You lied and ran away. Now I understand why Molly and Betty and Mallory and them, why they all keep saying that they're tough and stand their ground, because they think that telling lies so that they can run away, get in their car and talk all hard is them standing their ground or is them being all big and tough.
Who doesn't cave and crumble to the fucking Memphis PD?
You just did, because if you wouldn't have caved and crumbled, you would have told them the truth and why you were there and what you were doing. You would have been talking to those police exactly how you're talking right now. And because you aren't talking right now the same way you talk to them, We know that you caved and crumbled around them police and lied to them.
Look right into a fucking Memphis fucking cup's eyes and call her fucking ignorant. Who?
You feel cool that you called a police officer ignorant because after you did, she owned you.
Who will do that?
Well, if somebody did this to them, they whine and cry. Anyone. We've seen them do it, remember? We've seen them do it. We've seen Molly stop Betty from yelling and screaming because they were a mile or two away from her house in her neighborhood. You're not allowed acting like this in Molly's neighborhood. By the way, that's why they lied to the police while they were trespassing at the Dobb residence. That's why she just lied to the police when she had the cops called on her here. You notice that they've had the cops on them almost every single day ever since they left that threatening voicemail on Nonsense's phone. You know, it's almost as if they're trying to distract from what they did so that they can maybe hopefully not, you know, get their channels deleted for those huge violations. Really weird. Barbara asks, why was she even at St. Jude's? She went into St. Jude's and recording and filming with no permission and while trespassing to make quality content. She just said why. As soon as she got in her car, first thing she did was, who brings the quality content?
I'll do that. That's who.
Yeah, you'll lie to the cops because you know if you would have told the truth, you would have gotten arrested. Because you're a liar. You're dishonest. You're weak. You're pathetic. You can't stand your ground. You can't tell the truth. You can't be real. You got to be two-faced.
Oh. See, these people just, you all don't know how I roll.
Yeah, we just watched you roll. We just watched you roll around lying. Now, remember, guys, I'm only eating my lunch while I'm streaming with you because I want to educate Betty on how you can easily, with just a few basic table manners, eat while you're streaming and not make noises and be disgusting. Now, I typically would never do this. I typically will not eat while I stream, but you get my point.
People don't know how I fucking move and groove in the world.
Well, yeah, you do it by lying and being two-faced and acting like a little scared baby when the cops show up. Yeah, we get you.
I'll keep it cool, bitch. I'll keep it cool.
It's weird that now she's using a lot of curse words, but wasn't earlier, right?
I'll keep it cool.
This is your definition of cool?
But you will be called fucking ignorant. You're still gonna get your shit called out. Make no
The only person I saw getting called out was you.
fucking mistake about it.
Well, we won't make a mistake about it, but you are.
Make no mistake about it. And no, I won't be turning my camera off either.
Well, we know because you want to violate those poor sick kids by breaking the regulations at Children's St. Jude's. We get it. Yeah, don't think we're going to take that away from you. We don't want to take that away from you. None of us want to take away the fact that you didn't stop recording. That's one of the main things you did wrong. It's one of the main things you did to violate where you were. Don't think that. I mean, Molly, I'm sorry, Tails. Thank you. I do that all the time when I'm not paying attention. I'll say the wrong one.
Oh.
And if you just came in, because I said this when we had like 200 people, consider donating on PayPal. I don't get to make the money these people make. So any of your donations are extremely helpful to keep us going. So just consider it. Thank you.
Holy shit. Can we get some thumbs up, people? Can we get some thumbs up for the...
Yeah, I'd like you to ask for thumbs up because I'd like to see how many of your viewers are this disgusting.
Who just... Listen. Who gave the best fucking visits to St. Jude Hospital? Listen.
Not you. You got kicked out. You were actually the creepy one at St. Jude's. You were the The person there that had everybody scared, they didn't know if you were going to try to do something horrible to the kids other than violate their privacy, violate their rights, record them, you know, other than that.
Who gave the best fucking visit to St. Jude Hospital?
I mean, I'd have to look, and I mean, I would assume it's a lot of the respectful family members that go in. No. I know who. Michael Jackson did some really good ones. He went in and gave a bunch of free stuff. He got mad at one of the hospitals he went to because the beds weren't nice enough, and he wouldn't leave and do his concert that night until they brought in all new beds. I could think of a bunch of other celebrities that have done like really nice visits to St. Jude's. You, on the other hand, are a creep. So this wouldn't be a nice visit. Not when creepy people that act creepy with cameras visit St. Jude's. No, that's not nice. That's not good.
Hospital. Holy shit, people. Holy shit.
Like, listen to how nervous and how, you know, happy she is for not being arrested. The reason why she's this happy is because she didn't get arrested.
Holy shit. Put a 3 in the side chat if you were fucking all about it.
All about it? Why would anyone be all about somebody being creepy at a hospital where there's cancer kids? It's very predatory. It's very camera predatory, yes. It's very violative. Is that a word? It's very violation-y. Is that a word?
How about that? How about...
It is, Angie. It's illegal to film there, yes. You are, and it's not a public place. It's a very restrictive place. Some of those kids that are there cannot be cut or can't have a cold. Because if they get cut, they have no coagulant in their blood and they will bleed to death off of a tiny, tiny little paper cut. And some of them are so, their immune systems, many of them have their immune systems so compromised that a basic common cold could just end them at any time. Right?
About that fucking bitch. That fucking bitch. That...
Yeah, Remy, they're immunocompromised, definitely.
Trans-hating cop. That fucking trans-hating cop.
We don't believe you. Yeah, I know you have to repeat it a lot so that you could try to make it real, but it's not going to work. I don't know what it is with you and Betty and Molly. You all think that if you just sit and say something over and over that it's going to turn it into reality. It's like you're trying to cast magic spells. Is that what you're trying to do? Do you think there's a way for you to say some words and change reality into what you want it to be? Because I'm starting to get convinced that you guys think this is possible.
Holy shit. Did you see I had her fucking crank?
You seem like the one that's all scared and upset and all salty. Like, do you hear the way you're talking? You're, oh, holy shit, oh my God. Like, you're freaked out. You're panicking. You're panicking here.
Cranked up. I had that bitch cranked up.
No, you got cranked up and she responded to you being cranked up. Why is it that the way you guys act has no judgment to anything? There's no factor. I mean, I do know why. It's a rhetorical question. It's because you're narcissists. So anything you guys do can't be bad. Like, nothing you do can be bad or wrong. But if someone reacts to what you guys are doing, it's all of a sudden means that they're bad people or something. And the Ashley Furniture Store incident is a perfect example of this. Molly and Betty could yell and scream on the phone and act just disgusting and then walk in there being all confrontational and disgusting. And even if somebody responds to them 9 times very politely, the minute that they get upset, they're the worst people in the world and they need to lose their job. But that's not reality. Reality is if you're going to go in and start doing something shitty and somebody reacts to you, they're not being a bad person. They're just stopping you from being abusive. They're putting a barrier in front of you being abusive. Anita says, I was one of those kids. I'm also the one who called on her. I don't care who knows. I'm so angry. I've been in tears. She just showed any weirdo the layout of that place. Anita, I know. But one thing we can do is just keep staying vigilant, because if you've noticed, more and more people are starting to band together and starting to demand that YouTube does something. I've seen people tagging Team YouTube on Twitter, and I've seen them going in and doing what they can to try to stop this the proper, respectful way, more than I've seen in any other situation. It won't be long until they're all gone. They all know it. That's why they're playing these games. They know it. They know it's coming. It's what's instigating this behavior. It's what's making this happen. Now listen for the cackling, because this is what Betty does too. Betty gets all upset and all excited, and she starts cackling, like cackle, 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 like a witch's cackle.
I cranked that fucking bitch up, honey. Holy shit.
Well, then that means we should all be laughing at you, because you got more cranked up than anybody.
She was over it. Oh, she was fucking bitter.
No. You were bitter. She was shitting on you. She was owning you. She wasn't taking your garbage. She was just making sure that you knew that no matter what you said, she wasn't going to tolerate it. And she's talking about an interaction with a police officer where Williams gets all upset and starts raising her voice. The officer doesn't take it, though. The officer starts raising her voice back, and the officer starts telling her how it is, right? So she's real, just like Betty and Molly were really mad at Faja the other day. House of Williams is really mad at that specific female officer, because that female officer wouldn't have any of it. That female officer wouldn't even have none of Mallory's garbage. And that's why she's sitting here trying to talk smack about that officer. But we're going to watch the clip in a minute. We're going to watch the interaction and I am being very specific about what I play here. I haven't played her trying to walk into the hospital or anything. I played her talking to the cops, and now we're playing her driving away, and then we're going to play her talking to that female officer so that you get a feel for it, okay?
Ignorant, bitch! Ignorant!
Yeah, you're being extremely ignorant. None of the people that you interacted with acted ignorant. They did their jobs perfectly. Now imagine, see, what she's trying to do is act like that because these people didn't, come at her or do something to her, that she owned them, right? But we already know what you guys do if somebody walks towards you or if somebody yells at you. You try to get them fired. You try to make them lose their job. So what you're doing is trying to create a scenario where you can't lose. But then again, in this scenario, you actually can't win because you went into a hospital full of sick kids and everyone had to protect those sick kids from you. That's factually what happened. Just so you know. Don't get it twisted out of your head here. A sick kids hospital had to protect the grounds from you.
Oh, I'm filming. Oh. Well, St. Jude.
Notice how it's almost like she just took drugs, right? Notice how it's almost like she just took drugs. She's like high off of what happened. Now, you know what else is interesting is when at first they said that they wanted to know what her vehicle was, right? And they started to mention how they were going to get her vehicle or something, and she flipped out. She said, "You cannot enter my vehicle. I will not let anyone go in my vehicle." I wonder why. I wonder what was in that vehicle that was so important, right? You could enter if a police officer wants to enter my vehicle right now, go ahead. Go search the whole damn thing, because all you're going to find is like a little thing to get the snow off of there, some of the cords and stuff for my phone or whatever, my little stand thing I put it on, right? Or whatever it is. So the point I'm making, though, is there was something in that car that Mallory was absolutely terrified of someone seeing if they were in that car. I wonder what would happen if you lifted up that center console, or maybe looked inside that glove compartment. I wonder what it was, right?
Dude, it's been real. It's been real.
Real? So you think that lying your ass off, being two-faced and creepy as fuck, and being kicked out of a children's hospital for being a creepy person is being real? You really do need to get your definitions fixed. You need to go back to school and learn the definitions of words, because you're describing what happened in the opposite way of what happened.
And then that man trying to cozy up and talk to me nice in the sidewalk. Fuck you. We're not.
He wasn't cozying up to you, and he wasn't being nice. He was being professional. He wasn't interested in you. He was trying to be kind. He was being professional. We understand that you and Molly and Betty have or Olivia have no grasp of what professionality is. We understand that for some reason, if someone does act professional, you guys get it twisted into them being weak or them being scared of you or something. No, he didn't want to. If he loses his job, just like Fasha and just like the other people that you guys get losing their jobs, it ruins their life. People work for years and years and years to get a job and stay at a job to get the pay increase. They don't want to go start over somewhere else at minimum pay. They don't want to have to just waste large parts of their life working just to have it thrown out because of someone else's lies or bullshit. So they're going to be professional with you regardless of how disgusting and creepy you act, so that they can support their family, because they actually are good people. They actually are trying to get by, unlike you, who believes that you can act like this because you're supported through the lies and manipulation that you put out on your audience to get them to pay you, to grift on you, to give you that grift that you are subjecting them to. And because you've been spoiled by the grift for so long, you think you've lost the ability to judge when another person is being professional because of their job. You've lost that ability.
Not friends, buddy. We're not friends, motherfucker.
Hey, why didn't you say this to him while it happened? Why are you saying this in the car? I thought you were being all big and bad and tough, and you just owned them all, and you just, were keeping it real and everything. Why is it that you're not talking? Why is it you're just like Betty and just like Molly, you don't start talking until you're in the car?
Holy shit. Now you want to try to talk cozy and cuddly with me?
You took that as cozy and cuddly? You took a man just being nice, trying to help you find your car, as cozy and cuddly. It's no wonder you don't know what creepy is. It's no wonder you and Molly and Betty don't know how creepy it is to go around filming people that don't want to be filmed. It's no wonder you guys act like this. You've confused yourselves into thinking that creepy is somehow someone doing their job and being professional, and that you going and filming a children's hospital isn't creepy.
Fuck out of here.
No, they made you get the fuck out. He's still there. All of them are still there. You had to get out because you were the creepy one.
Yes, I got my ID back. Oh, I got my ID back.
Okay, have you heard enough of this? Have you heard enough of this? Because I've heard enough of this. So let me find the part where she's talking to the officer, because this is what I believe they're going to do. They're going to try to get this officer fired for being transphobic, and then if the officer does get laid off pending an investigation, they're going to act like they didn't do it, just like they did to Fasha, okay? Also, guys, I'm going to be doing this throughout my streams the next couple days, just so you know. So if you don't like it, if you think I'm an e-beggar because of it, I don't know what to tell you. You might not want to watch. But if you want to support me, the best way is paypal.me/UNIRock, liking and subscribing. All right, let's get to this next clip. It's right after this. Or I'm sorry, it's right before this. So they have to, oh, you know what? Let me just put this up so that you don't see parts of the hospital that people shouldn't be seeing, that they're not allowed to record in. Because, of course, Mallory did record in parts of this hospital that she wasn't allowed to record in. And that's why you've never seen parts of this hospital that Mallory broadcasted live on YouTube before. And I cannot fathom how Mallory's channel is still up. I can't understand it. Anyone else that films where they're not allowed to film at a hospital would have their whole channel yanked at a children's hospital, would have their whole channel yanked in seconds. It is right when you go live or upload a video, it says, if you are at a place that involves kids, or if a kid is in your video, you must do all these things. And it makes you have a special box for that when you upload and when you go live. Anyone can find it if they just go into their stream settings, okay? And that's there so that people can't cry that they didn't know if they do what she just did. This whole channel should go down at any time. I have no clue how it's still up, but it's still up. Okay, let's find her altercation. Here it is. Is this it?
Either you tell the truth.
We're getting close. Now, here's what's funny. Either you tell the truth or we're going to arrest you. Do you think she told the truth after what you just heard her say in the car? Listen to this.
I'm visiting the city. I wanted to visit St. Jude. I'm a donor, and the people...
You lied. You just lied. You're not a donor. You are not a donor. If it didn't go in your name, you're not a donor. If I all of a sudden start working with Bill Gates, I can't go around telling people that I donated $50 billion to this organization. If I go hang out with any other famous person, or maybe I start working for him, or maybe I join an organization that he's a part of, I am not able to go around and say that I am a donor. You lied. And you lied about being a donor to the police. You're a despicable human being that tries to get people to believe you've donated money to children's charities that you haven't, so that they'll let you walk around in children's hospitals. This is creepy. Why do I have to say it out loud? Why do I have to say this out loud, people? I shouldn't have to say it out loud. I don't know what Navy's doing, but oh, I think he went out shopping for a new computer or something. If you get finished, Navy, you're more than welcome to jump in. I just want you to know that. These parents have enough to worry about. Definitely. That's why the cops jumped on this so fast. Now listen to this. Tell me what you think. Now this police officer is going to basically, let me go back a little bit because I want you to hear what happened. They want to know what's going on and they want the truth. And if she doesn't tell the truth, they're going to arrest her, and listen to what happens. Now, you just heard what she said when she drove away, right? God, she better hope that the cops don't get this video, those same cops, because they will go pick her up for lying on to them at Children's Hospital like this. But listen to this.
I am not a patient parent.
So why would you
I'm
be
a
on
visitor of the property.
No, you're not a visitor of the property. No.
See, you're not. You are a trespasser. A visitor has to go through specific channels to be approved to enter, and they aren't allowed to film. And that's a fact. You lied to them and lied to them and lied. I'm going to go back further because I want you to understand how much she lied to this children's hospital. This is creepy. I'm going to say this is creepy every like 3 minutes, just so you know.
Okay? Don't walk behind me, because if you walk behind me, then I may think something, okay? You don't want me to think nothing, okay?
I certainly wouldn't want any of us to think
Okay,
anything
fine.
at this point.
I can't believe you would even do this.
I don't know what you mean by that comment.
Yeah, it's
This
a tough
time.
time in the city. I just can't. It's not the same way.
They are so angry that someone is doing this to these sick kids. And House of Williams is just pretending as if House of Williams has no idea what they're talking about. House of Williams knows.
How did you get in this vehicle?
You see, the reason that they're trying to get House of Williams to admit how she went in is because you're not supposed to just walk in this facility. You're not allowed to just walk in this facility. So what happened was they are trying to figure out if House of Williams like got really close to another car when the gate came up and went in behind so that it closed. That's what they're trying to figure out here. They don't know how, without a proper pass that she doesn't have, how she got into and through the gates to use the valet parking. They don't understand it. I'm not going to show you the video because some of it shows the hospital and I'm just being safe.
What vehicle did you? What area did you drive through?
I drove through the main entrance. I parked in the parking garage. I came through to the main entrance right over there.
Why aren't you telling them that you used the valet? You're leaving out the valet, and I think that there's a reason, because I don't think they may valet everybody there, but it could be because you did enter like the workers entrance or something. Who knows?
I can
Step over here on the sidewalk.
I can imagine what the problem is here.
Do you have an idea on you? Do you have an idea on you?
Sure.
You mind if I see you?
Why is it that you don't know what the problem is? Are you kidding? So you say that you are a heels on the ground. You're a donor. You're a donor to the children. You're not a donor. You're lying. But you claim to be a donor to Children's Hospital, and you have no idea why they're all this mad?
Sure.
Are you a patient parent, man?
I am not a patient parent.
So why would
I'm
you be
a
on?
Anita, I think that's what happened. I think she went up real close to another vehicle. This is my opinion because we don't know, of course. Let me just say that in case, no one heard me. I think she went up behind another vehicle and got in before the gate closed and then had the valet park her car. And so the valet thought she must have scanned her way in. That's what I think, but I don't know.
Visitor of the property.
No, you're not a visitor of the property. Now, we don't
Yeah, you're lying. A visitor has a pass. It has a visitor's pass. They have a visitor pass on their car. They use the visitor pass to enter the facility. Everybody in the facility is tracked at this hospital, St. Jude's, so that no one can hurt these kids, endanger these kids, kidnap these kids. They have cancer. They're dying. Many of the kids there will not live this month, next month, this year. It's disgusting. It's equally as disgusting as you guys manipulating all the tragedies that you manipulate. But this is you finding a centralized tragedy location that is protected from you all and going in somehow and violating all the rules there. Jesus, man. How is it that... Why does this have to be explained? I shouldn't have to get this basic with my commentary.
we don't have visitors unless they're pre-registered. You're
Okay.
not pre-registered.
So,
Makes me sick. And if you just came in, I am instructing Molly Golightly on how you can politely eat your lunch while watching and streaming. So hopefully you're not hearing me you're not seeing any food in my mouth. You're not hearing me crunch anything, because I'm showing her how you can use a tiny bit of etiquette and not gross everybody out. And I apologize if I'm grossing you out just by eating, but I'm trying to have a little manners. And yes, this is meatloaf and a baked potato.
I've traveled. I'm visiting the city. I wanted to visit St. Jude. I'm a donor, and the people...
You lie again. You're not a donor. You're not a donor.
The people that I'm with are donors.
So you realize you lied, and you really real quick had to add in the people I'm with, they're donors, but you're alone. You're not with anybody. But you realize that you could be arrested for lying to these people, and so what you're trying, these cops. So what you're trying to do is make sure you semantically set up in case they call you on it. So you're a donor. Well, we're going to go look up. We're going to get on this little thing and have the front desk look up your name here to see if you're a donor. And if you're lying to me, we're going to arrest you. She was worried they may say that, so she made sure to slip in the people I'm with, they're donors, right? But you did lie. You guys are so dishonest, but yet at the same time, you act like you're the most professional and cool people. Professional people don't lie like this all the time. No one will do business with a liar. You're thoughtful and kind, Rock. Thank you. Oh, I try to be, but you know, I'm actually pretty gross at the same time. You know, when I'm not on the air, I try to be as I'm pretty messy when I'm not on the air, but when I'm on the air, I try. I do try, because I know you guys can see me, right? That's what etiquette's for. It's what manners are for, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Anita.
What vehicle? And when I ask you, I'm gonna give you opportunity.
I have
Listen
a
to me first.
rental
Okay?
vehicle.
Listen to me first. When I ask you a question, either you tell the truth or
Okay, you guys can watch this because they're already outside, so we can watch this part, okay?
don't even say nothing. I ask you a question. Did you drive a vehicle on this campus?
I did.
The color, year, make, model of your vehicle, and which gate did you come in?
Thank you, Don. Let me make sure Yeah, I knew that was you. I could only see the first 3 letters of your name, so I just had to stretch the box a little to make sure, but I knew that was you. But thank you.
I don't know what you mean by gate.
Gate. What gate? You didn't come on the wall. What gate?
Was it this gate? Was it a gate around there?
Well,
You know why Mallory doesn't want to answer, right? Because this is the key question. This is the big question. How did you get on this property without a pass, without registering, without getting tested for certain diseases that could kill these kids?
So you parked in a parking garage.
I parked in a
Which
parking
direction is that
garage.
parking garage?
I was walking toward it.
She also doesn't want them to know where her car is at because she's very nervous about them searching her car.
No. Which direction? Which street did you come in off on to come into the gate?
I'm not sure if it was this one or if there's another gate to the
So
side
let me
of the
ask you a
entrance.
question. I just told you the first time when I ask you a question,
Yes.
don't lie to me.
Yes.
Okay? So let me ask you a question. Now, are you lying?
I'm not from this area.
I'm not asking you what's from this area.
See what you're already being, they know you've been lying to them the whole time. You're not slick. You said that these people, you got them or something. You didn't get them. They knew the whole time what you're up to, what you're doing. They're just worried that you might be trying to creep on the kids. You do realize there's this whole facility is full of children, right? Or did this not like cross your mind? Right? So if anyone goes in without being registered, they're going to think you're up to something because there's no other reason on the planet to enter Children's Hospital. But I'm going to say your name wrong. Oladov, I hope I said it right. Great commentary. Thank you for highlighting her problematic behavior without being hate. Well, thank you. I try not to because they will use that against you, right? Even if you insult them, if you say anything about their looks, whatever, they're going to insult or they're going to use that against you if you do. So I try. You know, sometimes I get real mad and I get real close, or maybe I'll make a joke or two that are a little too spicy, but I do try. But thank you. Thank you. And listen, I love the super chats. I really do. But if any of you want to support us so that we have access to the money now instead of next month when it comes in, you can do it on PayPal or Cash App. I'll put the links in the description, or I'm sorry, in the chat. You don't have to. I'm just making it an option. Thank you all. You're too kind.
Yeah.
I'm asking, are you lying? Did you actually drive a car on this campus? Either yes or no?
Yes.
You don't know if you came through this entrance right here? Did you come through this entrance right here?
You know why you don't want to answer? Because you have to have a pass to get that gate or that entrance to let you in. And you know you did something to get in there that you shouldn't have done. And you're worried you're going to get arrested if you're honest.
Is there another entrance behind me?
There's an entrance where I'm pointing at. Did you come in this entrance down here?
I'm a little disoriented. So
When you came through the gate, was there a parking garage on your left?
the parking garage was toward the back of the building. I had to drive to the building to find the parking garage.
She didn't
She had
come
to
through.
drive.
What's the year, make, and model of your vehicle?
I believe it's a late model.
You believe. You know what the make and model is. She says, I believe, because I think she's going to lie about the make and model of her vehicle. Because she went earlier in this video, and I'm just not going to show it to you. You can watch it on Queen Bee's channel. I don't know if one of the mods will do me a favor. Oh, she rented the car, says Lauren. Still, I still think she believes. Or she knows. I still think she knows. That if you guys will drop Queen Bee's link in the chat. Queen Bee covered this right before I did and covered the entire thing. I'm not going to cover the entire thing, so you might want to watch Queen Bee's later or something. But we'll let her talk.
GMC.
When they earlier in this video, when somebody mentioned like getting her car or something, and she said, no one's entering my car, nobody can search my car, nobody has access to my car. I think there's a reason for that. And if you've watched Molly interact with her before, I think you may know why.
What?
Ellen says Children's Hospital has scanned codes that are sent to your phone, but has to be cleared by a patient's family first. Exactly.
What floor did you park on?
It's white in color. It's a rental.
What floor you
Second
parked on?
floor.
Second floor.
Yeah.
When did you come through the gate? How long ago was that?
I haven't even been on the property for 45 minutes to an hour yet.
So how long would you say you've been on the property?
Well, I sat in the car charging my phone for maybe about 20 minutes or
Were
so.
you sitting in the garage?
Yes, in the garage. I got out of the car. I came and I did a little bit of a footage while I'm live streaming.
So gross. So gross. If you were here about 30 minutes ago, I played her leaving the property. And she's talking like, who gets the best content ever, right? So her audience is paying her money to go lie to these lockdown facilities so that she can get away with. She's going to play dumb here. I didn't know I couldn't record or live stream these poor sick kids. I didn't know I couldn't just come into this lockdown facility. But see, her audience, she lies so they'll let her go and get away with it. And if she can accurately get in there, violate rules, get footage or live stream and leave, she looks at it like that is premier content. That's quality content, right? You see what I'm saying? So that's the draw. Because when she's in the car, she says, "Give me a thumbs up if you like that good content. Give me a 1 in the chat." By the way, I've never seen Betty or Molly or House of Williams do a 1 in the chat thing up until a few weeks ago when Burnt Toast, or maybe it was like 10 days ago when Burnt Toast did it. So like, I know they're watching us. You can get these little tells that they watch all of our channels.
On the outside of the building.
Yeah, she was laughing while she fled to the crime scene, says Peggy. Exactly. I mean, and she was high. I'm not saying she took drugs to get high. I'm saying it made her high, like it gave her a high feeling to get away with this. And that's just worrying. It's worrying that you can kind of like do this kind of illegal shit. This shit, this violating ass stuff to these people and these families and these kids. These sick kids. And when you get away without going to jail or getting in trouble, you're like so high, you're so happy. Now, hopefully, what I hope is that the police will do a little more investigating through the cameras on the campus, and they look and see where she went and what happened and what she filmed, and I hope they'll press charges. That's my personal hope. Because then all of that celebrating will come back to bite her in the ass, celebrating doing this. And look, I don't give a shit what they do, right? If they want to go out and you know get high and go crazy and party their ass off, if they're doing damage to themselves through what they do, then they can do that. But when you're trying to like when the crux of your content is violating the security at a children's hospital, you need to be banned. And you know, I'm getting sick of it because LB is the one up there like whining her ass off. Uni wants censorship for these channels. How is application of rules, like the most basic rules on the platform, me campaigning for censorship, for God's sake? If these rules don't apply, they will do this nonstop. We will have an epidemic of people with live streams running into children's hospitals, schools, and other places where they're not allowed to go. There'll be some poor kid having a surgery, and they're going to run in and distract the doctors and try to film it. It's my constitutional right. Bullhorn Betty told me to film you doing this. Or you know what I mean? So I don't understand how, unless LB is just out of her mind, why does she think application of the most basic rules of this platform is akin to censorship? She needs to educate herself a little bit.
So when you stopped at the gate, was the gate like this, or was there some arms?
And this is what happens when you are a completely deceptive, lying creeper. You know, why can't you just be honest with them? Stop wasting their time just so that maybe when the next person tries to Minecraft creeper their way into this property, that the police aren't distracted by you. You know, they're not just sitting around with their thumbs up their bums here. They're actually doing a job, okay? And why is it that you have to take away like 5 or 6 of these officers for, I don't even know, a good hour or something, and just distract them by playing dumb? Because as soon as you get in your car, you remember everything. Soon as you're in that car and you're driving off that property, you remember every answer to every question, and you start laughing about how much you lied.
When you came through the gate, were there arms, or was it like this?
Oh no, it was open.
It was.
See? Okay, every entrance has arms like this that open, or like this. They all are gated. So how did you get in? And she goes, "Oh no, it was open." No, it wasn't. The only way it was open is if you drove really, really close behind someone else, because you don't have a pass.
Oh,
It was open.
You
and
said it
you
was
just
white.
rolled
What
straight
type,
through.
Yeah, just drove through. There was no
what type of white vehicle?
a GMC. I don't know the name of it
A
because
small
it's
SUV or
a
large?
mid.
I don't believe that. You paid money to get that vehicle, and you were probably, you know, loving having that vehicle.
Size
I don't
SUV.
believe you.
White in color.
What type of tags on there? Florida tags on there?
No, they are.
Tennessee.
So basically, you
I
don't.
rented it from the airport.
They don't have any. What is your business here?
I just wanted to visit the campus. Like I said, I travel from Florida. I belong to an online social.
This is gross. This is gross. They should have just arrested her, but this is gross. Listen to this.
Group. We were pretty heavy donors of the.
You're pretty heavy donors. Now, she's not talking about donations that she's done or that Molly or anyone else has done. She's talking about live streams on YouTube where they go live and they change the donation. There's a donation option in YouTube, and you can pick an organization that all of your ad revenue and super chats will go to for that stream. That's what they're talking about. Okay? So they're talking about what she's talking about is that I think Molly did 2 or 3. Maybe it was 2 streams where she let all of her super chats go to St. Jude's. Now, I don't remember what she raised, but it was a drop in the pail. It was hardly anything at all. Now, I don't want to take away from the fact of anyone donating money to the Children's Cancer Hospital, okay? So I do think it's a good thing that you have that donation, but don't go around and act like you donated a lot of money when your donation is 0. You haven't donated anything. Molly did using her channel. You had nothing to do with that. And now you're going to go around telling people, I wonder how often she goes around and tells people that she donates to the Children's Hospital, this person. I wonder how often Mallory does this. Probably all the time. We're pretty heavy donors. How much did you donate? Like $7,000? Like somebody would just look at them and blink. I know like people that donate on Millie and it ain't considered a heavy dono. How much money you think they spend on these kids? Like one kid's treatment alone can be over $1 million. One kid's treatment. And you're talking about an entire hospital for cancer kids.
Facility. So while I was in town.
Yeah, maybe they pledged it like Amber Heard. Maybe that's what she did. She's like, look, I pledged it, okay? I know that I pledged 467 times my entire net worth, right? But maybe one day I'll be able to fulfill the pledge.
I wanted to show them the facility. I was simply sitting here videoing and talking to them. I went inside.
You were talking to them. You weren't talking to the other heels on the ground members? No, you weren't. You were streaming to YouTube begging for super chats, literally begging. You didn't tell people like, if you want to support me, send a super chat. You were saying, you guys need to send me a super chat, acting like because you were there doing this, you deserved super chats. Using the cancer kids. Using them to beg for super chats. In fact, I think Menace gave me timestamps. Let's take a listen to the e-begging. Ya unta, I unta, here we go to.
We gonna walk down to this game.
Oh, hold on. I think it's at the top. Hold on. Is this okay? Well, he gave me 3 clips. Let's just watch them all. This one says like, oh, that's the title. So the title's been changed. House of Williams changed the title. Being racially profiled and trans bashed by the Memphis PD at St. Jude. We have another Ashley Furniture situation, guys. We have another Karening, but this time the Karening was like an illegal type of, or like a wrong thing to do from the beginning. So House of Williams is trying to turn this. She's trying to get some cops fired is what she's doing. So what happens if she gets these cops put on leave or suspended like Fasha is until after they get done investigating this? What happens? She's going to go live and say, I don't want them to be suspended. I never wanted them to be suspended. Menace, you called it, bro. You called it. But this is their new title. This was the first title because I haven't refreshed this yet. This has been open since I started my stream. So, of course, it says live from St. Jude. But because, as you guys can see now, it's changed to being racially profiled and trans bashed. They never trans bashed you a single time. They never profiled you a single time. They were profiling your creepiness. They wanted to know why you were creeping up on these kids. Are you going to say that you inappropriately or illegally entering this hospital without getting approved, without getting cleared, without getting a pass, without going through official means, in a hospital that serves cancer kids and it's just literally full of cancer kids, isn't creepy? It's very creepy. Is it creepy? I'm going to use their method instead of doing a poll. Put a 1 in the chat if this is creepy. Okay? Because I don't want people telling me I'm being mean by calling this creepy. If it's creepy, put a 1 in the chat for me so that I know whether I'm off base or not. Because this is a hospital full of sick kids. Okay, so let me play these clips for you real quick. So here's clip number 1 from Menace.
This is worth some donations. I'm sorry, people. This is quality content today. The House of Williams goes to jail in Memphis while visiting the St. Jude Children's Hospital.
You weren't visiting. In order to visit the hospital, again, you have to register. It's literally called trespassing. That hospital is private. It's not a government building. You don't have rights there. The owner has the rights, okay? That hospital is private. It has a very strict set of rules that are in place to protect cancer kids that you have to go through to enter. You purposely did not do that because you know they wouldn't let you in if you did, and you snuck in to make your content. You trespassed by definition.
Quality content, people. You better be super chatting me.
There it is. Several times in the beginning and throughout the beginning of the stream, when she said, I'm giving you quality content, you better super chat. So it's what she's doing, she wants super chats for. And because what she's doing is wrong, yes, it's literally creating this kind of situation so that she can e-beg. Unlike myself or other YouTubers that may use commentary and give their opinion about what they're watching, and you can choose whether to donate to them if you like their take on the situation, right? So that's the difference. Back to this now.
I came back outside and I was just walking and I was on the way back to my vehicle when I was approached by all of you, and that was that. And now here we are.
You know why you were approached by it, right?
Excuse me?
You know why you were approached by us, right? They say. Lauren says donations don't give you access to a hospital any more than this super chat gives me the right to show up at Uni's house uninvited, walk in and record him. Well, to be honest, you're my friend and I wouldn't even get mad. I'd actually be happy and I'd give you a hug if you showed up. So you're fine. I mean, I would get mad if you were recording me, but unless we were making a video together, and then I wouldn't care. But I get what you're saying. And no, the point of the donations, of course, is just exploitation of the kids. The purpose, it signifies the purpose of the exploitation of the kids' hospital is to make that money, create quality donatable content, right? As opposed to going out and doing a show and hoping that people choose to donate to paypal.me/UNIRock or #CASHAPP is UNIRACHEL, right? So, okay, I shared it. I just wanted to share it. Okay, but let's keep going. And I'm almost done with my dinner. And I want to know, by the time I get done with my lunch, I want to know who ate their food with better manners. Was it UNIRock or is it Molly? Okay, so let me finish my food so I can ask you guys.
You know why you was approached by us, right?
No, nobody's ever told me.
It's private property.
Other than
Private property. You're violating all of the rights that you and Betty and Molly constantly say that you care about. Every time you enter private property and you're trespassing and you're not getting permission. And that's why when you guys sit and cry about your rights to do all the stuff you supposedly have permission, or not permission, but the ability to do, we call bullshit on it. That's why.
then it was private property.
Okay, do you know what property this is? Do you know the name of the property?
St. Jude Children's
Okay,
Research
stop right
Hospital.
there.
It's disgusting that you would trespass on that. Why can't you trespass somewhere else? Right? Why can't you trespass for content somewhere else? Oh, I know. Because you're trying to distract for Molly and Betty, just like Molly and Betty have been failing at doing for the last couple days. After the nonsense voicemail was left proving that Molly and Betty doxed and shared the private information of Nonsense and then used that private information to harass her family, mother and husband and children at the home by leaving a threatening voicemail, which is enough to get Molly and Betty banned off the platform if people make big enough noise about it. They have been constantly doing all of these little events to distract you from the main terms of service violation. Even Molly, when we get done watching this, I will show you Molly begging you not to get her deleted from the... She knows she's going to be deleted from the platform, and she's begging, oh my God, you guys, if you want to keep making money off of me and Betty and us, then you're going to have to not get us banned. And that is on Molly's new video. I know because I watched it this morning while I was prepping for these streams. So we'll watch that next. But I don't want anyone to think that because I'm reacting to what House of Williams did, that we are getting distracted from the main terms of service violation, the threat to Nonsense, the threat towards the family, the doxing of her mother, the doxing of her husband and his workplace. Okay, we're going to keep paying attention to that and spreading awareness of that, because that is the main terms of service violation. Though I do believe the racist comments towards Fascia and the racist harassment towards Fascia to get her fired from her job is an equally massive terms of service violation. Still, we need to focus on the thing they're trying to distract from. Some of you will say, but this isn't Molly or Betty. So why are you going to say that she's trying to distract for Molly and Betty? Well, because why do you think that out of nowhere this person decides to go to the children's hospital right after Molly and Betty failed several times to distract from Nonsense's threat, the threat to Nonsense and the doxing? Because this is one of their besties. This person does everything for Molly. All Molly has to do is snap her fingers, and any of the heels on the ground members will run straight into children's hospitals, and they won't even wash their hair first. It's infuriating. At least wash your hair first.
Do you
Betty?
have any family members that's a patient at this hospital?
No,
Yes or no?
no.
Okay, then. So there's no reason for you to be on this private property that you recognize as St. Jude's, right?
Correct.
So stop. Listen to me.
Yes.
So listen to me. So that means that you come on a private property that you recognize as St. Jude's, and you wonder why St. Jude's security is approaching you. We don't know who you are. We don't know what you're going to do. Our number one job, no matter what it takes,
is to protect these dying and sick kids. I guarantee it's what he's going to say.
is to protect these kids.
I applaud you, sir. Every day going out in the cold, every day going out in the heat, every day going out there, probably not for a big paycheck. I mean, I'm sure he gets paid good money, but it's probably not as big as it should be, you know? Putting himself in harm's way, dealing with creepy people, dealing with people that are trying to exploit these kids and these tragedies for money for a few... That's how... Man, for a couple clicks, for a couple donations, how is it worth it? How much money did this person... How much cash did this person make? I want to see how many views. Let's see how many views.
St. Jude's, right?
Correct.
So stop.
Let me grab it over here. How many? How many views is this worth? Oh my God. I've already got 1.4K right now. How is it worth it? How is it worth it? I just refreshed it. Good Lord. Can't be getting that. It can't be getting that many donos. Because I haven't even got, I've gotten some super chats and stuff. I haven't got any actual, like, you know, right now, what do you say? I was going to say current, but PayPal and Snapchat come through immediately, and that's what, you know, House of Williams is wanting. House of Williams is wanting immediate donations. I've gotten one. Thank you, whoever did that. I love you. You're great. I appreciate you. So if I've gotten one in covering this, I would imagine House of Williams probably got a few. Because House of Williams is putting on a pressure or putting on a kind of like you know, hey, if I'm going to go through all this, right, this whole thing about heels on the ground and getting out there, I would assume that, you know, that's what Betty, that's what House of Williams, that's what Molly does. So, yeah, I'm sure I would think $100. Is it worth $100? Well, let's say that, let's just be nice and say she got $200. Let's just be nice. Is that really worth going in and wasting their time? Because what they get paid an hour, all these people standing around you, you wasted that money from St. Jude's. Like, I don't know how they don't see this. All of the work they're going to have to do, looking at all the surveillance cameras, all the work they're going to have to do to tighten their security to not allow someone to come in like this again. And the work that they have to do to send these people down is their hourly wage at the bare minimum being taken away and wasted at Children's Hospital, because they would be doing a job. They would be doing work if they weren't doing what they were doing right here.
And the family members and other employees at this facility. The number one job, okay then? So what we need.
So why is it you don't respect this, House of Williams? You guys want to make an argument that you don't exploit tragedies. You hate that we say you exploit tragedies. You hate that we say you exploit sick kids. You hate us for saying this. But I mean, what are we supposed to think, really? We don't know you. You know, I don't want to know you. I don't want to know anything about you. But you know, if you're going to go out and do this, for God's sake, how can you even get mad at us?
What you not to do is bullshit. Because if I can't.
Oh my goodness, I love this guy. I love this guy. Hold on, I want to hear what he's saying.
Number one job, okay then? So.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to write down what he's saying because this is good. This is good right here. Let me get my little notepad out and let me get it ready so I can write down what he's saying. Okay, our number one job is to protect these kids.
What we need for you not to do is bullshit. Because.
Oh my, what we need for you not to do is bullshit.
If I came in your house, would you not want to know who the hell I am?
If I came in your house, would you not want to know who I am? Of course, you have a right to know. If you own that property, if you rent that property, if it's where you live, you have the right. And when someone enters, it's why we give basic courtesy, basic respect when we're on other people's properties. Betty and Molly and House of Williams don't have that because they are shitty people. They are narcissists. They have no mind at all for other people's property rights or possessions or even lives.
Which your house is your.
That's why they get people fired. It's why they get them fired. It's why they are constantly carrying out. It's why they're constantly wasting the time of people at work or making their work. When you go, I hope all of you make an effort, and I mean this, when you go into a restaurant, into any store, buy furniture, go into the hospital, I hope you make an effort when you interact with the people that work there to try and at least make their day equal to what it was when they interact with you, if not better. The goal is to walk away with their day not being brought down by your presence or your actions. But that's not the goal. That's just like the baseline. The actual goal is that maybe when you walk away, you could have been nice, or you could have been like friendly, or you could have maybe helped them with something, right? You see what I'm saying? Well, let me give you an example. I used to work as a line cook, right? I used to cook the food at this restaurant. And there was a few times when things were really, really fast, and I'd gone out and helped people clean or help people like clear tables at the end of the night so that we could get out faster and stuff like that if we got our job done earlier. Anyway, when I went to restaurants, when I would like get done eating, I would make sure that, you know, I stacked my plates together, or like made it, you know, just made it nice, make sure that it's nice, because when the bussers come by, their job's quick and easy. The tiny little things that you can do to make the people around you have a better day, right? They don't do this. These are the ones that trash everything everywhere they go, exploit everything everywhere they go, make a mess everywhere they go, right? That's what we're dealing with, those types of rude ass people. Okay, back to what I was doing.
Because if I came in your house, would you not want to know who the hell I am? Which your house is your private property, right?
Which your house is your private property. Private property. Almost done. I'm just writing down this dude's, like, you know, He's
You're
saying.
gonna give me
the same
opportunity
way,
to
right?
respond.
When I get done talking.
Yeah, and you know, listen to Mallory interrupting the man. Mallory doesn't even know how to have a basic, respectful conversation with another human being. Already interrupting this man. He can't even finish this short. Look. It's not even that long. He's only gotten 4 sentences in. I'm not going to write down where she tries to interrupt him. I want to hear what he's got to say next because I actually am respecting the man. I actually am trying to respect what this dude's trying to say here.
When I get done talking.
Okay.
I do too, Ellen. Like, I just try to, you know, I don't go out of my way. You know what I'm saying? But I do try to make it look nice, right? Because I've been there. I've done those jobs. I've done physical labor jobs, you know what I'm saying? For a large portion of my life in the military and then worked in an office setting. But in between those jobs, I've done a lot of other stuff, you know? Worked in a factory for a while. And because I've moved all over the place. I've been all over the east coast of the United States, and I've been to many countries. So it's like, I don't understand it. I can't fathom people call themselves whatever these people call themselves. I know that I heard Betty and Molly both saying they were Christians. Now, I don't know anything about House of Williams. And no, I'm not saying a Christian has to do any of this stuff. But it's not that. It's just that they don't try ever to be nice to anybody around them. I never see it. If I had a video of them actually getting along with other people and being nice to other people, I'd love to see it. Now, some of you will say I'm lying because there was a video of Molly and Betty talking to a neighbor that we reacted to a few days ago. Remember that one where she's at the Dobb family residence and they're talking to that male neighbor and they had this conversation. And Betty and Molly were actually speaking nicely to the neighbor. So why are you saying that why are you being unfair, Uni, and not giving them credit for that nice conversation? Because they lied to the man every time they spoke. They manipulated the man. They tried to fake cry while talking to him. And he doesn't know that he's being lied to, but any other person that's watched them for even 2 weeks knows that they were lying through their teeth every other word to that man. And that is the most disrespectful. You can pretend and smile when you interact with a person. But I'm going to tell you right now, this little known fact of reality, I don't know how Molly and Betty they don't consider this a fact of reality, but if you're lying to the people you're interacting with, you are giving them the most disrespect. I mean, I don't know how many of you are like this. I'm going to take a guess, and I'm going to say most of you are like what I'm about to say. I know that the majority of my friends and family and the people I know in the world would rather have somebody just talk nasty to them than to lie to them, right? They would rather have somebody just be have the nastiest interaction with them other than, like, if you're going to lie to me, just go ahead, be mean and nasty and lie. Don't have a smiling face and, or tell me the truth and be nasty. Don't have a smiling face and be lying to me to save my feelings or something, right? Because it's so fucking disrespectful. So I can't give them the interaction with that neighbor. You know what I'm saying? I can't give it to them because they lied through their damn teeth.
I can appreciate everything.
Hope says Christians are supposed to be known for loving others. If they're Christians, then I want to be the Batmobile. And that you can't be a Christian. You could call yourself a Christian, right? But an actual Christian, like someone that actually, like, the definition of one is someone who follows the teachings of Jesus Christ, right? Or that's the definition. Now, you can be a Christian and follow, like, I think it might be like when you follow the Old Testament only. That's when you're Jewish, maybe. And if you follow the New and Old Testament, you're a Christian, kind of. And there's a lot of other things, but that's the baseline. But the reason people say that, what you just said, Hope, is because if you actually read his words, that's the majority of the entire message, is that we have to help each other. We have to go in life realizing that other people feel and other people are real people and that they're not just there for us to use or lie to or manipulate or take from. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I think there's some kind of misunderstanding with Molly and Betty. But then again, they lie every word that comes out of their mouths, so who knows, right?
So once you park in his garage, you walk where? Did you either get it?
Okay, so once you pop into this garage,
Chance to go in the building.
No.
Okay, so you just walked around the campus, right?
Yeah, I was looking at some of the statues. I was looking at the writing on the buildings and admiring some of the plaques. And
But did somebody stop you and ask you, did you need some help? Or
No.
yes, they did, liar. You were at a desk, and I think it was the intake area. What's it called? The main lady that interacts. Is she a secretary? I don't think she's a secretary, but you know what I'm saying, right? She was at the front desk, and they were asking if she had her COVID card, like to prove. They asked if she had shots, and she goes, "Yep, I'm double boosted." And they go, "Can you prove it?" Yeah, but anyway, sorry, I was talking to Rachel, just making sure we got everything going for the day while I'm streaming, you know, in the background here. But they were asking that, and hey, Navy. And the main thing was that she didn't have her card. She couldn't prove that she was boosted. So this shows that she was. Hey, thanks. Wait, I don't want to say it wrong. Hera, thank you. So House of Williams was at the front desk or the intake desk or something. Hey, how much of this have you seen, Navy? Because I saw you in Queen Bee's chat, and Queen Bee played a lot of it. Have you seen a good amount?
I've seen, I wouldn't say not the whole thing, but I saw probably like 25-30% of it. It was the beginning when they were walking her out, or running over, they were walking her out. And she kept saying she was begging for donos and talking about she was going to get arrested and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. She went in there to have a big scene. And my opinion is she's trying to distract from the nonsense threat and the nonsense doxing, because that dox included her husband, her mother, the kids that she has there, and her family, and nonsense herself. And there was a direct threat. And I personally think Betty and Molly have been doing all of this insanity. Every day it's another insane thing with them and their friends to distract from that huge terms of service violation. Do you have a different opinion, or do you agree, or what do you think?
I think it's that in a mixture of things. I think also that House of Williams has been feeling left out recently because they haven't gotten any attention, and they are the epitome of the e-beggar, right? And so I think that they're like, hey, House of Williams, you want a chance to get some money, do this for us, right? And they're like, go find some place and then go do an interaction, kind of like we did, where you're instigating an interaction with the police force or the security guards. And so House of Williams goes, you know what would be a great place? Well, St. Jude's. Oh, God.
Wait, what now? I didn't hear that last part. What'd you say? What happened?
Well, what I was saying is I'm pretty sure she talked to Molly and Betty, and they're like, hey, you need to go do something to go interact with some people, right? And so House of Williams thinks to himself, what's the best place to go cause crap? St. Jude's. How sick are you? Leave them babies alone.
Think about it, right? We want to say, does this have anything to do with Molly? And Molly is the only one out of their group who made any kind of dono to St. Jude that we know of. And it was not big. She's tried to say that they're high value donators or some shit when they threw like not even a full prescription, not even a full 7-day prescription of cancer meds in there. Now, again, I'm not even going to say that without saying I appreciate that the amount of money and the fact that I can give them credit. Not you, Mallory, not Betty. I can give Molly credit that she asked her supporters to donate money to St. Jude, and I can say that Molly is the catalyst for that. But that's a little different than Molly taking like a percentage of her pay at the end of the month and giving it to St. Jude, is it not? You want to say you're a high tier giver, right? How much do we know how much money that Molly actually gave St. Jude from that 1 or 2 live streams that she set up to be fundraisers? We know. If you know in the chat, tell us. Hashtag I stand with nonsense. Exactly. Hashtag justice for nonsense. You know, flip their hashtag on their head. Justice for nonsense. What is justice for nonsense? YouTube banning Betty and Molly. If a full-on dox of her family and extended family members that include them trying to get her husband fired and doxing her mother all the way back 20 or 30 years. So I mean a full-on, like, nasty dox. Is that against terms of service, especially when a threat is included, YouTube? If it is, you're going to have to ban these two. Now, I don't want either of them banned. I, again, will say it until the cows come home. I do not want any creator banned. I think people should be able to get up here and speak their opinion, make their content, and if people want to watch it, they can support it. Though, if you're going to go around harming other people with your content, there has to be some rule set. And me asking for the most basic rules to be enforced is not censorship, it's not wrong, but we need to read this man's, Misha says doxing and using the information to contact the person and threatening them afterwards. Definitely, Doc. Now, I want to read you what this man said. I want to read you what this man said because this man is he's an OG. This dude is protecting these kids. He's doing a thankless job at Children's Hospital, and he's doing it right. And Mallory tried to get in the car and dunk on this man and try to say she owned this man and tried to say that she made a fool of this man. And I played her saying it, okay? So I want you to know what this man said to Mallory to make Mallory get in her car. By the way, Mallory wouldn't say nothing to him face to face, but somehow she's big and tough and big and bad because she got in her car, kept her mouth shut till she got in her car and then started talking all big. This man said, our #1 job is to protect these kids. What we need for you not to do is bullshit. If I came in your house, would you not want to know who I am? Which your house is your private property. And he went on to explain how the entire campus, parking garage, and hospital is their private property. It's not public, right? Got me? Do you get me? Betty, do you get me? Do you got me? Do you good me?
Because you were approached by security and you kind of combative with them.
So she was approached. Now this is the popo, yo. This is the popo. So she's already approached by security members and was combative and nasty with them. And I want that damn clip. I need to find that, but let's finish this.
I didn't feel combative at all.
But you were.
I didn't feel. It is, they are so dishonest. They use semantic dishonesty where they arrange their words so that they can say something. And if you say, you're lying, she'll say, nuh-uh, because I said I feel. You can't tell me how I feel. I can feel however I want to feel. And I felt like I wasn't disrespectful, right? Instead of admitting that she was disrespectful, I don't feel disrespectful at all, is her trying to speak in a way that if she gets called on for lying, she can say, I wasn't lying. I said I felt that way. No human being can say the things you said and feel like they're not being disrespectful unless you're an utter sociopath. And I'll be nice enough to say that you're probably not.
But did you give them your information? Did you tell them why you were on the camera?
Oh, I need to hear this. So they're asking her, did you give them your info? Did you tell them why you were on the campus? Because she didn't. She didn't.
But did you give them your information? Did you tell them why you were on the campus?
I just wanted to get to my vehicle at that.
Oh, why can't you answer the question? Why can't you answer any of their questions if you owned them? Why are you lying? And why are you playing games if you owned them? You know, it's just because you're a dishonest liar. You're probably a pathological liar from what my live chat keeps saying, right? But I mean, shit, you could, if you're going to own them, you would answer their questions. I mean, this makes sense. Oh my God, I'm starting to get an epiphany. Oh, by the way, I got my headphones working, right? Hopefully I won't throw them again and break them because watching these guys, I do this. When I get really mad, I take my hands, my headphones go pew, and they fly away. Because I get so mad, I don't want to hear it anymore, and I just fling them off my head. And it ends up breaking my damn headphones. I fixed them. They're working. We got a little more life out of these bad boys. Anyway, though, you get in your car and you pretend like you owned them and you won. This explains why Betty and Molly, and I'm sure House of Williams and all of them, think that they've all the time owned all the commentary YouTubers, right? Because they think they can lie. Like anything they do doesn't apply. Only what they tell you happened, and it's gaslighting. Mallory, I think the judgment of a gaslighter also, there's a way to see how bad of a gaslighter you're dealing with, okay? Like, let's say you do something with someone today, and in a week, they start telling a story that's the opposite of what happened, which is them gaslighting you, trying to gaslight you into thinking something different happened back then, and they waited a week to start gaslighting you. You're dealing with about a week-long gaslighter right there, which is a pretty bad gaslighter. I would even think somebody who gaslights 2 weeks out is a pretty bad gaslighter. But the point is, Mallory will gaslight your ass within minutes. Mallory will have this conversation, have a 10-minute walk to get to her car, and all of a sudden she's gaslighting everyone into thinking she owned the cops. So let's see. You didn't even answer her question. Did you identify yourself, and did you tell them why you were there? Mallory's not going to answer that question because she knows if she did, what would come next, which would be, if she tells the truth, she didn't do that, and then they're going to ask why, and they're going to, probably arrest her. But the problem is, why do you, when you're asked by security, or when you're asked by the front desk, or if you're asked by police on this private property where sick kids are being protected, why is it that you have to be honest and identify yourself and not waste their time? Because just lying a little bit creates a giant issue. What they're doing is guarding the most vulnerable in our entire society. Dying children, that they're working nonstop around the clock, doing everything in their power with limited money and resources to try to keep these kids alive when they have the worst cancers, the worst medical disorders. So when they go to protect these kids, they don't do what people do out at the Dobbs residence, where you can go stomp around their yard all day and there might be a no trespassing sign later. By the way, you still trespass the first day. Anyway, they will let me just finish my point. They will, at the first sign of you doing something wrong, come and swarm you. And that's why you don't mess around when you're at these very sensitive places, because you're going to waste the resources of these kids. Go ahead, Navy.
Well, Menace just told me, he tagged me and said that House of Williams is getting utterly destroyed in the comments under their video.
Oh, hell no. Let's see it. Good. Because it's good that even like the people subscribed to these people are having enough and are standing up here. Let's see this. Let's see what we're dealing with here. And while I'm getting this pulled up, do me a solid. If you like these streams and you want to support them, because you guys are so supportive and I love it and you're awesome. So a lot of you super chat and join the channel. I'm sorry, yeah, super chat and join the channel. But also, just keep in mind you can PayPal and Cash App, because super chats we don't get until next month, and of course PayPal's and Cash Apps come in immediately. So it just helps. That's the only reason I'm sharing it, and I most likely will share those things while I'm live, just so LB knows. I'm just going to make it optional for you. I know LB hates it that I share my PayPal link, even though, wait, Navy, doesn't LB share hers all the time, or am I crazy? She does, doesn't she?
Of course she does.
Oh.
Yeah, of course she does.
Oh, why do I have to feel guilty for sharing mine, Navy? What happened there? Why do I got to feel guilty? She said I have to feel bad about it. If she doesn't, why do I got to feel bad? Yes, JB says, disgusting behavior. No excuse for your bad behavior. Guards and police are doing their job. I'm thanking them for protecting St. Jude and the children there. Same here. Same here. Shit. They have a thankless job, and they have a hard job. Now, do you think that this is doesn't happen often? I'm sure it happens. It probably doesn't happen regularly, but it happens.
Not
people
at St.
waste.
Jude's.
Well, yeah, but people waste their time all the time. There are people always doing crazy shit. Not at St. Jude's though. You're right. Other places, sure. As soon as you walked in the hospital and lied that you were visiting somebody, it caught up with you, and quickly. I'm so glad they stopped you. You were completely in the wrong. You had no business being there. You looked foolish. I'm disappointed. I thought you were better. How do you think she's better than that? Have you not been paying attention? What you did was wrong, and you know better. Shame on you. Thank God they saw through your lies. Please respect yourself and stop lying. How do they respect themselves? They have no respect. They can't respect. You can't respect yourself. if you have no respect. First, you have to build a level of respect that you have taught yourself or that you have gotten used to using before you can respect anyone, including yourself. She doesn't respect herself. Thank you, definitely. Mallory, as a pediatric nurse that worked in peds, hematology and oncology for many years, why are you subscribed to these people? Why are you subscribed to Heels on the Ground? Why are you okay with them doing what they do if this is the truth about you? Wake up. I'm shocked by your behavior. These children and families are going through enough. They don't deserve this drama. Did you think about the possibility of harm that you could have caused this facility? With recent events, they had no idea if you had a weapon or bad intentions to harm anyone in the facility. Well, she was intending to waste their time and get arrested. She said it in the beginning. Watch me get arrested. Make sure you super chat. Great content, right? I mean, it's hard to even wrap your mind around this happening today. It's just insane. Doc says, everybody, Uni has got 5.93 thousand subs. Let's get him over 6K. Really? I just had 5.4 a few days ago. Wow. Thanks, you guys. You guys keep subbing. I'm going to keep doing it. You guys keep coming here. We're going to keep blowing this up. And we're also going to start getting some other creators in here to hang out too. And the first one is Nick, Navy. Boston Nick wanted to come on. So you got to stay on me, man. We got to make sure this happens soon, okay? Like I know
we'll do. Nick's a good dude.
Yeah, we're busy this weekend, but maybe during the week coming up, we can get him in here. Maybe Queen Bee will want to stop by. Maybe even Nonsense or Nunya, anybody. I want to get anyone in our community on. Just even, you know what I want to do? I want to pick a topic. Like I want to have an actual topic and do an actual round table where we all, where you guys can ask questions about a topic and then we all give an answer and just go in a circle for all the different stuff you guys throw out. Like it's really fun if we do it right. We'll have to do that. It's kind of exciting too. Like it works really good if we make it go real fast so we can hit everyone in the chat as fast as we can. Because when you've got a bunch of people watching, it gets really fun. So gotta do it. Yeah. Oh my God. Spivey has the most perfect point here. Okay. So after saying that about that you could have had a gun or something, right? You should have, this is all there to keep these precious kids safe. If you want to do a legit video about the facility, you should have contacted the appropriate department to get permission before randomly, thank you, Chrissy, before randomly entering such a sensitive environment without permission. Make sure you guys subscribe to UNIRock too, because again, this is my second channel. My main channel is UNIRock too, and we actually just gained a couple hundred subs over there, so thank you guys. Hey, Wing, thanks, man. They are sick babies, Mallory. Their job is to protect these kids, their families and the staff. They had no idea what your intentions were. My heart breaks for these kids, and you thought it was okay just to enter and video without permission. Mallory, this was irresponsible and reckless. What happened to your morals? She's never had morals. Spivey, what are you saying, Spivey? What are you saying? She hangs out with people like Betty. I mean, do we need to do some videos on what morals are or something? Because why is it people don't understand basic ethics and morals anymore, man? Maybe that's what's wrong with society. Oh, 13 damn replies. Get off your high horse. Sick Kids in Toronto is a world-class children's hospital and you're able to freely walk the grounds. How was she supposed to know it wasn't public property? Are you fucking kidding me? Public property is literally just public parks, right? Recreational facilities that the government offer and government buildings. What are you talking about, Dubs? You dingbat? What are you saying? Honestly, I think they believe the bullshit that Betty and Molly have taught them. And Mallory, I think they try to teach these people things that aren't true and get it in their heads. I think it's a form of brainwashing. Because everybody should know that they don't understand, well, hold on, because I know if I could talk to this Dubs or I could talk to any of these people defending this, right? And you said, so you don't give a shit if somebody comes walking up to your house, just starts walking circles, recording all around your home. You're not going to give a shit, right? Dubs is going to say, I'd call the cops on you. Why is that, Dubs? Because it's my property. Okay, so that's how you think about every place. What about a store? What about Ashley Furniture? It's the owners. It's not public, right? What about Walmart? It's not public. It's the owners. They have their own rules, their own set of rules. The employees at these places are given authority by ownership of how to enforce the rules of the property. And you have to listen to them, right? Dubs, no one should enter a hospital with children without being invited. Yeah, I mean, Dubs, you're just wrong. This person is just wrong. It's an absolute dingus. Like, what in the hell is it? Like, you think that all hospitals are open? And yeah, you can enter some hospitals, but you're still not just supposed to walk in. And you can walk into certain places in certain hospitals, but you can't just enter like wherever you want, for God's sake.
And all hospitals are private property. They are publicly accessible, but they can throw you out of a hospital. That's why they have security guards.
Chrissy, thank you for subbing on UNIRock too. Thank you, because we're going to stream there soon. We were going to do it tonight, but then this happened, so we decided to push it back. You can't just waltz into a children's hospital like that. Are you crazy? How is this safe for the critically sick kids? Do you think the parents need to worry about their children's recovery? Why do you think you have the right to barge in a self-guided tour? No wonder the security officers found you. Because she's creepy. This is called creeping around other people's kids. And most of the time, those parents are both working full-time, double, 80, 90 hours a week to cover all of the cost it takes to keep these kids from passing. So they're not able to sit there at the hospital and guard their damn kids. Also, even if they had the hospital paying for everything, they're not going to be able to be next to the kids 24/7. And those kids have to be there. Those kids can't just go home whenever they want. God, some people act like I appreciate Brad though. Brad's right. But some people act like just complete dunces. I would hope this is how a top tier and renowned children's research hospital security team would treat a random person walking around who has no business being there. Yes. Thank God. And thank you, Swampy. Thank God that this children's hospital, I only thing I could say is I wish they would have reacted quicker. And I'm not mad at them. I think it's their own prerogative, but it is my opinion she should have been charged and arrested. And I think she should still be. If that security, if those cops had seen the recorded video that Mallory did when she got in that car, they most likely would pick her up. I'm going to show it again because most of you weren't here when we played it. Actually, let's go back to where we left off, and I'll come back and read more of this in a minute. Listen to how Mallory acts. How big and tough. Remember when Betty and Molly got big and tough after they left the furniture store? Well, let's see how Mallory gets big and tough. Not while she's there, but after she's in the car.
Oh. Holy shit. Can we get some thumbs up, people? Can we get some thumbs up for the... Listen, who gave the best fucking visits to St. Jude Hospital? Listen. Who gave the best fucking visit to St. Jude Hospital? Holy shit, people. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Shut up.
Put a 3 in the side chat if you were fucking all...
Is that Queen Bee? Navy, is that Queen Bee's account? I want to give Queen Bee a wrench if that's a real Queen. I want Queen Bee getting a wrench over here. Queen! Hey, we're going to try to get Nick in after the weekend, and I'm hopefully... add as standard moderator. There we go. Hopefully you can come too if you have time. I don't have it planned yet, though. I won't have it planned until a couple days. But if you do have time, and you did such a good video earlier. My goodness, you jumped right on this. I'm so glad you jumped right on this. Oh, wait, how did I get down here? Oh, I clicked over. My bad. All right. So the main point here, I am astonished at how Mallory acted after she got in her car, because she was just, lying her ass off to those cops. Now she's so big and tough.
About it. How about that fucking bitch? That fucking bitch, that trans-hating cop. That fucking trans-hating cop. Holy shit. Did you see I had her fucking cranked up? I had that bitch cranked up. I cranked that fucking bitch up, honey. Holy shit, she was over it. Oh, she was fucking bitter. Ignorant, bitch. Ignorant. Oh.
Navy, I seriously just want to, I rarely want to punch my monitor because it's very expensive. It's a gaming monitor, 144 hertz. It's a very good resolution, a very pretty monitor. But I kind of want to just punch through this damn monitor right now.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm
100%.
filming. I'm filming.
Jones in the live chat was saying that Mallory has a problem with women, so that makes sense.
Oh, well, St. Jude.
You notice that she's getting off on this? She is literally getting off on lying and getting at it. And when she first went in, what did she say when she first went in? She said, watch me do this top quality content and get arrested, right? So she really is serving up content where she goes in and the people watching are trying to see whether she can lie her way out of it or not. This is worse than all of the prank channels combined. I'm waiting for this whole channel to just get kicked off YouTube as soon as YouTube finds out about it. Like, I'm just waiting for us to be watching it and all of a sudden the channel to just disappear, because this is so... I've talked about how Molly and Betty break terms of service all the time. This is extreme, and it is a distraction. Keep reminding yourselves, don't let them do this. Don't let them... You know, like House of Williams would gladly lose her channel if it meant protecting Molly's, because that's where the real money comes from, okay? So don't forget that the reason House of Williams is plotting these little events and stuff is to cover for Molly and Betty doing what they did to Nonsense, because that is not only to get them banned from YouTube, they could be sued. They could actually have charges pressed and they could get restraining orders. There's enough evidence for Nonsense to have restraining orders against Molly and Betty. And we've seen YouTubers get restraining orders before. And they've had way less than what... Tell me that they didn't have way less than what Nonsense has. Way less.
No, way less.
Way less. So we've watched a YouTuber get a restraining order against another YouTuber in a different community. And all she had was just a bunch of tweets, comments, and then the YouTube videos where he's calling her names and shit and attacking her constantly. Okay, so I mean, you'd say, well, that's a lot, but yeah, it was a pattern of like a long form behavior of this happening with doxing mixed in. There was no video, there was no like actual video evidence of a recorded voicemail or them admitting they left the voicemail and taunting while they left the voicemail and all of the video that they have. I'm just saying, I don't know if Nonsense will do it, but it's like...
But it's been real. It's been real.
No, it's been fake. See, when you lie to the popo, and when you lie to everybody, and then when you get in your car and then act like you're a big badass, that's called you being two-faced, not real.
And then that man trying to cozy up and talk to me nice on the sidewalk. Fuck you. We're not...
You're just delusional. Like, you're literally convincing yourself that one of the people were trying to hook up with you on the way out. No, that didn't happen. You're
friends,
lying.
buddy.
Okay, so there's one other engagement that I don't know where the timestamp is. What the fuck is this?
Okay.
So there's a bunch, and Navy, are you seeing my screen? Is that
sir.
the names of a bunch of dead kids that died there?
I've never been there, so I don't know, but I mean, it was safe to assume, I think.
Yeah, I think
no, donors. It's probably donors. It may be big.
You think they're donors? Oh, the high tier donors. Hey, where's your name at? Where's your name, Mallory? You said you were a high tier donor. You said you were a high tier donor.
I wonder all these names here. I'm looking to see if Diane Pigeon's name is over here in memoriam.
Where's Molly's? You said you and Molly were high tier, were top tier donators. You said this to the police.
Diane Pigeon? Anybody see Diane Pigeon anywhere?
Why are you just blasting all of their names? Why? I'm not going to show it, but... Cherry, thank you. If you guys will subscribe to UNIRocktv, it's my main channel. And I have been really busy with live streaming, so I've been doing less uploads, but I do regularly upload a lot when I get moving, so keep an eye out. We're going to go live there very soon, too, because we got to give it to Betty. Betty thinks that we're streaming on this channel because we're hiding off of our main channel, so I'm going to go show her she's wrong. Anita says, Rock, actually, when I called, they called security and turned her channel on. They were very fast. They have her show. No. When you called in, they had her show. They've seen it. No way. Oh my God. Wait, you're telling me, are you telling me the Popo have Mallory driving away in her car, admitting she lied to the cops and laughing at them and making fun of them and everything, right? I know, yeah. In memoriam,
that's gonna be so good.
These are high tier donators that have passed away because their names have there's a name and I think a location like where they live. It'll be like Nashville or whatever, right? And then it'll have a 1979 or a 1957 to 1969. So yes, I think it's when somebody started donating to them and when they passed away. Probably people that donated every month or every year a chunk of their, like a big chunk of, some people donate a percentage of their earnings every single X amount of time for their entire life. Notice the title of the live. Oh yeah, she changed it, Nick. She changed it. Man, we need to get you in the Discord, Nick, so we can pull you up here sometimes, man. Because that's how we do it. I don't know if you use Discord, but yeah, you need to get into Discord. See if you can hit us up after the show. That way, maybe
I'll send him a link after the show.
Yeah, after the show, let's send him a link. And if he doesn't know how to use Discord or something, we can help him. But that way, we can make it so he can jump in and out with us sometimes, you know.
Mallory, as a mother, how can you stand there over a memoriam of these? Listen.
And she's sitting here arguing and fighting with people. So she's staring at the names of people that have died to build the hospital, giving their own money freely for the idea of saving sick children. And she's fighting with her live chat while recording and while showing all
Listen, people. Oh, God. Look how young. Look, George Curry. Oh no, these are doctors. Oh, thank God. Thank God.
No, he's dead. There's the day he was born and the day he passed away right in front of your face. I can see it with my own eyes, dingbat.
God. I was getting nervous for a minute.
You should still be nervous.
Okay. So this is a
God,
wall of honor.
Isn't it gross?
For all the
Well, and Queen Bee says whenever...
Yeah, go ahead.
Queen Bee says whenever she says as a mother, she's mocking another mother who's got a missing child.
No. See what I'm saying? The most despicable people that exist have formed the most high-tier narcissists. Jones, I know. Such a POS? Yeah, I know. I mean, you know, typically, I know some pieces of shit, okay? Now, the reason I can say that about them, they would agree with me, right? Some of my buddies from high school, I don't hang out with them anymore, right? But if I see them somewhere and I talk to them, and there's some straight up, they say some vile shit. They basically live by, you know, doing whatever they can that day to survive, and they're just bad people, and they'll admit it to you straight out, right? You ever meet people that are real like that? They'll tell you how they feel. They'll be who they are, and they don't put on a two-face about it. They're just real about it. That's not these people, man. These people are trying to constantly fool people into thinking that they're the most upstanding, rich members of society, and then as soon as they walk away, you know what I'm saying? It's the most two-faced, cringy shit ever, and that's why I watch it. It is so two-faced. So now she enters the hospital. I'm not going to show it. I need to know, does anyone, I don't know, I don't expect you guys to go look for me, but if you know the timestamp where she starts fighting with the female officer, if you know that timestamp, drop it in chat, because I'm trying to find it, and I don't know why I can't find it. I'm starting to think she might have edited it out, but I don't think she edited it out. Oh, here she goes again with see all those bricks? Those memorial bricks? Like, I don't know if they're donators. I don't know if they're kids that have passed, but she's looking at these bricks.
We're gonna find us another
I'm
entrance.
pretty sure they're donators. It's done like they donate so much money and they get a brick, depending
Yeah.
on like how much they
I know.
donate, right?
I think so, but did you hear what she just said? She just said we're gonna go find another entrance. And I think this is after she couldn't get in at the first entrance.
Yeah, she got kicked out of the front door. So she tried to walk in the front door and they wouldn't let her in. So she tries to go around back, I think, and find another entrance.
And she's giggling. We're gonna find another entrance. Here, I'll play it again. Hold up.
Queen says toward the end when she fights with the.
Oh, it is Queen? Thank you. Okay, I'll look towards the end.
We're gonna find us another entrance.
And guess what? She just broadcasted a woman walking by on her phone got picked up on the live stream. I can hear her walk by in my left earphone. Now, luckily, she didn't record a lot. What is it? 35 what?
35 minutes and 13 seconds according to Johnson.
All right, well, thanks, Jones, and I'll see if that's it. Here we go.
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Are you supposed to be on this campus?
Oh! Here we go, Joneson. You are on it. Okay. Okay, chat. I'm gonna let the chat tell me. I'm gonna do a vote. Okay, so here comes a vote, y'all. Do I show the video? There is a little bit of the campus in the background. Yes or no? Now here's the deal. You can barely see anything, so that's why I'm gonna ask you, because I kind of want to show you the video. I'm going to let you guys vote. I'm only going to give you like a minute. So the vote just popped up in the chat. Give me a vote. Let me know whether you think I should show the video or not, because there's just a little bit of the campus there. Yeah, I don't think it'd be wrong to show the video. You don't think so, Navy? Here's what I'm going to do. Most of you are voting yes.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Most of you are voting yes. So instead of putting it, like instead of doing this, like I usually do, I'm gonna put it on the projector, okay? God, I love this thing. Okay, so you can, that way it's harder to see. There's not as much detail. Now, if it starts showing a lot of the campus, I'll take it off the screen, okay? Here we go.
Hey, young lady, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. Are you supposed
Okay, so first things first. She said young lady. Because Mallory is going to try to say that this person like disrespected her and was being transphobic against her. I did not hear this person being transphobic at all. This person is, I think, being respectful.
to be on this campus?
I believe so.
How are you? You got some ID on you?
I'm not gonna show.
Okay, so she says, are you supposed to be on this campus? I believe so. You don't believe so, or you wouldn't have said you were going to get arrested when you first walked in.
Show my ID.
Why are you not going to show? Okay, so how are you supposed to be on the campus then? You got ID to be on
I'm gonna move along. I'm gonna move along.
No,
Thank
you're not
you.
gonna-
Do you have an ID? The security stops you, and you're just going to think you can just ignore them and just move along, huh? I'm going to move along.
Yes, I am.
Oh my God, I wish security would have tackled.
I walked here. I drove here.
Why aren't you... do you notice again, Navy? I walked here. You didn't walk here. You didn't. And again, this comes after when she first talked, I think, to someone. They were talking about her car. She threw a big fit. I saw it on Queen Bee's channel. She threw a big fit, and she was saying that she didn't want anybody looking in her car. And I kept typing in Queen Bee's chat, so I wonder what's in that car. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I kept typing that. I wonder what's in that car. What
Boston
are you
Nick
so scared
says
of?
the second engagement is an hour and 12 minutes for the second one.
Hour and 12 for the second?
Is there a problem?
Yeah, this is private property.
Okay.
Yeah, this is private property. It's not yours.
Right, so you're not allowed to come on campus.
Okay, so you're going to respect that the reason that you can't be on that campus is because there are cancer kids, dying kids there, and their families. You have no right to be there. You and Betty and Molly are constantly screaming about your rights, but you're constantly violating everyone else's.
Well, now that I've got your message, I don't think you need to flank me anymore.
Say it again, man.
I don't think you need to flank me anymore. I've heard you loud and clear. You're flanking me right now.
You flanking?
No, we're not flanking you
Because
right
you need
now.
to leave.
You got ID on?
Well, what would you call this?
What you want? Let me just say what you want.
I need her to walk.
I feel like I'm being profiled.
You're being kicked off of private property, you entitled Karen.
You're not being
You're being
profiled.
identified as someone who does not have access to this property.
Exactly. This is called a tactic. This is called a tactic. The only people that use this kind of tactic are people that want to violate other people's private property. To violate other... And I'm only bringing this up because that's Betty and Molly, and I'm sure she's constantly screaming about their First Amendment rights, their right to free speech, their da-da-da-da-da, right?
Well, what would you... Did you just call...
Okay, flank in the military is if you want to flank your enemy. Let's say that you're walking up on an enemy and it's in front of you like 100 meters. Another squad will go around the side, and when you engage from the front, this one will flank. Your flank is your sides, okay? To be flanked is when someone is not just coming up in front of you or behind you, but they go around to your sides to prevent escape, or they ensure that you capture your target. You see what I'm saying? So a flank is your sides.
Excuse me.
And it's usually used in the context of subduing an opponent or an enemy, but it can be used many other ways.
Sir?
Like if you're cutting a fish, you know, or a piece of meat, they'll call parts of it a flank or something. I think I could be wrong.
Man,
there.
whichever one it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, so first they say ma'am, and she doesn't stop. She doesn't respond. And so obviously the officer is thinking, well, did I misgender you? So I will call you sir, since you didn't respond to ma'am. So this is not a hateful or negative or improper misgendering. This is in fact a response to Mallory not properly identifying herself to the police or responding. You get me? If this officer did misgender Mallory, I would at least admit it, okay?
Okay.
Do you have
What's
ID?
your name? But I don't know who you
you
are.
have
You have no ID on you.
Do you have ID?
Man,
Hey,
man.
do you have ID on you?
Are you an officer of the law?
They
Yes,
are.
I am an officer of the
We
law.
are
Do you have
officers
ID?
of the law.
Do you have ID on you?
They should have just tackled and took her in. Like, why are they doing this? I think I know why. It's because of like current world problems and issues, right? With the police. Police are
Yeah, and
very-
they're trying not to jump directly to they're trying to figure out what the situation is, and not trying to jump directly to, you know, putting somebody under arrest.
Thank you, Brantley.
But you know, yeah, but after so many times, I mean, I'm sorry, you get bracelets.
Do they owe her this? They don't owe Mallory this
No.
kind of treatment. Not when you're protecting sick kids. You don't owe her this kind of treatment.
Listen,
Do you have ID on you?
I don't
supposed
know.
to
Do
be
you
on
have
this
ID?
campus?
Do you have ID on you?
Yes or no? Are you supposed to be on this campus?
I need to know who I'm speaking
Do you
with.
have-
You are speaking with MPD, Memphis Police Department.
Okay.
My name is Officer Taylor.
Do you have an ID
You
on you?
supposed to be on this campus.
They are so afraid of a lawsuit, it's not even funny. They're also extremely dishonest, extremely bad people. So for them to sit and pretend, or for their supporters to sit and pretend that this is okay or something, no, this is called copium. Their supporters right now, in that comment section we showed you, are trying to basically, they're salty, and they're trying to cope with the fact that someone who they've been backing is exposed. When people get exposed like this for running scams and fraud raisers constantly, they tend to, after being exposed, start to show their true colors more often. They start to show you that they aren't good people. They don't respect others. Hey, you know the reason why they pretended to be good people and stole a bunch of money, doxed somebody, or did whatever? It's because liars lie in order to get you they got to get you. They got to make you think they're good people or they're whatever the con is. And once that con has been exposed and they realize, oh shit, more and more people know the truth, they start to feel embarrassed. They start to feel bad about always looking like clowns. So then they resort to just exposing all of their true callers. And this is very common in these kind of situations.
Campus.
Are you all seeing what's happening here?
I hope
Yes, they are subduing someone who's creeping on a hospital full of kids.
Anita says by the time this is happening, they've already started watching her stream.
Oh, by the time this is happening, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is sweet, sweet karma. If any of you don't know what I'm talking about, at the end of this stream, she gets in her car, and as she gets further away from him, starts to, you know, celebrate the fact that she lied to him and starts to mock them and act all big and tough. And that's funny as hell to think that the cops are watching her act like that, just laughing at her.
they are. I hope they
Okay.
are.
Do you have idea?
Because I've caused no problems here.
Okay,
Yes, you did. You're trespassing. Yes, you did. There is a mandated rule or a law on that property by the owner that you must comply when you enter this property. And if you do not, and you are not labeled properly a visitor, a doctor, a family member to a patient, whatever it may be, you are trespassing.
literally walking.
She's also not allowed to record. It's illegal to record.
Yes, the entire premises, like we were being told by several people that have had kids in this specific hospital, they weren't even allowed to record their kids while their kids were in the hospital. No one's allowed to record in this facility, and it's so there isn't a recording of the premises so that children don't get recorded in a hospital gown, so that, because you're not even allowed to record other people's kids, for God's sake, anyway, on private property. Nobody should want to record other people's children on private property, especially when they're in compromising conditions because of their health. And if you do, by the way, Mallory does, that's what she's trying to do here, it is valid for you to be called a creep.
Property, this ain't you.
On property, private
Okay.
property.
What you want? What you want?
So would you like me? No one has asked if you'd like me to leave.
Yeah, well, let's leave. Let's walk down here to this gate right here. Let me walk you down to
But
this gate.
I'm in a
Let me
park.
walk you down to this gate right here.
I have a vehicle in a parking garage.
Let me walk you down to the gate. We'll get your vehicle. Let me walk you down to the gate.
Okay.
Oh, she doesn't like the idea of her vehicle being gotten by the authorities.
Okay, Cole, I ain't gonna keep going back and forth with you on this. I don't care who you talking to. You could be talking to the president.
Nicely done, sir.
Yes, much respect. You could be talking to the president and without permission from the authorities here, you're not getting in. So the president's going to have to call whoever the hell it is in the security office before we let you in here. And if the president doesn't do that, your ass is grass. Your ass is gone.
You know, do me a favor, walk up, because I like to walk fast.
Yeah, I would say that anyone that any person who is inappropriately in a children facility needs to walk fast to get their asses out the door. I would say that that's it.
Okay. Don't walk behind me, because if you walk behind me, then I may think something, okay?
Yeah. You walk behind me. I don't know if you're going to get a weapon and you're going to try to take us all down and then rush up into this place. And I'm sorry, but there have been a lot of crazy stuff happening lately. There was a lady that just because she was elected into I think it was either a congressional seat or maybe she was like into a Republican seat, she just got assassinated in front of her house in the street in the city. And I could just name a million things that have been going on out there where you need to be careful. I think that I was going to put it on the screen because I think they're just about far enough for me to do it.
You don't want me to think nothing, okay?
I certainly wouldn't want any of us to think anything at this
They're
point.
almost to the gate. We're almost to the gate. We're going to go ahead and be good here.
I don't know what you mean by that comment.
Now, as we watch, we are going to go back and forth into the comments section because these comments, oh, they are chef kiss. They're just the best. I really appreciate them being so safe and secure. Thank you, St. Jude. Everybody is thanking the police and St. Jude. Hardly anybody is defending this because, of course, people that are defending this are just trolling if they are. They're just bullshitting. Speaking as an RN who did pediatric case management, it takes a special type of healthcare professional to work with these families and patients who are dealing with such devastating cancers. And she gives it a heart. Gives it a heart. What does this have to do? Did you even watch the video? God, YouTube will make you lose faith in society. You were not racially profiled, nor were you trans bashed. Odd thing to say for someone who hopped in their car all hyped and praising yourself and laughing up a storm. Yeah. I'm happy you are okay. Oh my stars. Ready, set, Fupa, Febreze, ricotta cheese. I think this might be a troll account. Boston says title, being racially profiled and transbashed by the Memphis PD and St. Jude. Exactly. And you know what she's going to try to do? Nick, she's going... I want to make sure that's you so I can give you a wrench.
It is. It's him.
Okay. I know I can trust you, Nick. We just look for... We keep free speech on this channel. And I subscribe to your channel, bro. We keep free speech on the channel. We let people argue, but we kick people that are being disrespectful or threatening or breaking TOS. But I'm sure you got it, bro. Listen to this one. I am so happy you're okay. Why wouldn't she be okay? She should have been tackled and taken off the property. Watching you in that car with those security guys and hearing that one yell for you to turn off your phone literally had me scared for you. A lot of the interactions before also had me scared, but that one I was glad you kept it rolling for your safety. I'm glad you have a camera rolling where you're not allowed to record. First, you say you're reporting. However, when you go up, you tell the ladies you're there to meet your mom. You know that this is a secure facility with children, and you try to sneak in under false pretenses. Why did you not go through the proper channels to do report? Because she's not reporting. They've been lying to you. They have never been reporting. Not any of the cases they've covered. Not any of the protests they've went to. Because they don't abide by the ethics of reporting. Being unbiased. Being fair. They don't know the ethics. They don't even know how to be respectful in public. How would anyone expect these people to report on anything without lying to you? It's not even the definition of fake news. It's beyond fake news. Because fake news is at least someone trying to report something to you and they're, you know, faking it for typically a political motivation, or they're faking it so that you don't know that their favorite celebrity is being a dick or something. These people are just lying to make money. They're just pretending to make money. It's LARP news. It's LARPing the news. But anyway. You had no business being there, and security did their job. You, just like if a complete stranger was walking around your house videoing and you called 911, you would want them to find out why they were there and escort them off your property, and they would scream that they're a victim. They would scream that they're a victim. Anyone that tried to go into Molly Golightly's home, or even on her property outside the home and record and stomp around, they're going to invoke their ability to have them arrested, as hypocritical as it is. Betty... probably start choking you. Betty would just, you would literally be like recording on Betty's property. All of a sudden, two hands will come out of a bush and choke you. You would die. They'll let go of you and go back in the bush, and you'd never even know it was Betty. She's a ninja choker. She's that good. This broke my heart. Thank goodness you were filming. It's sad that it had to happen on a trip you planned for Goodwill. Did you watch the beginning of the video? Where she admits that she knows that she's not using the proper channels to enter the property, so she's going to get arrested. And she's doing it for content and super chats. That isn't goodwill. It's the opposite. So you broke the rules to get in, but you're mad that they kicked you out? Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry you were treated like this. I've only been to Memphis once, and let's just say I've not been back. Yeah, because it's Memphis. That's Memphis. That's why. It's not, you know, a secure children's research facility or anything. Trespassing on private property, but you're mad they kicked you out. Not only that, she still thinks that she's the good guy. She still thinks that she's a hero, that she's an example. She's a good person. So rude asking them valet your car. This outcome isn't what you expected, was it, Mallory? I hope someone sends the link to Memphis PD. Oh, they already had it. They already had the link halfway through, according to the peeps that called in.
Oh, I disagree. I think this is the outcome she was looking for. She was trying to start something and instigate an issue because it's going to get her clicks.
Money, clicks and money. So here, listen, imagine that she went live on her phone and said, hey guys, give me some super chats, and then talked about a case and then went off the air. She ain't getting no money. She ain't getting nothing. Imagine if she went in Ashley Furniture Store and just pointed her camera at somebody and then left. She ain't getting no clicks. So she had to go to St. Jude's, and she had to enter, as she said in the beginning of the video, inappropriately without not following the rules. She wanted them to kick her out. She wanted them to be confused about her gender, and then if they, no matter what they said, whether it was rude or transphobic or not, by the way, they were not transphobic at all. She wanted to then be able to accuse them of that. This is fake content, guys. All of their content going back to the beginning of their channels is this for Molly and Betty. This person, their friends. What was that other timestamp? The other internet. Let's go ahead and finish this.
This time.
It was 1 hour and 12 minutes.
Just can't. It's not the same way.
See, there's the gate. That's the only reason why I'm going to go ahead and play it. She's right by the gate. She was immediately jealous about the TMZ furniture thing. Yes. TMZ furniture thing. Was it on TMZ?
I haven't heard that.
It might not be. It might have just been an accident, but... Someone's saying that Bam Margera is on ventilators. I'm not saying it's true. I like covering Bam.
He's been in the hospital for a while, hasn't he?
He was trying to get rehab. He was trying to go into rehab, but he kept leaving and going back. Safari says, problem is these grifters are giving all YouTubers a bad name now. Well, that's why we are disagreeing with them. This is why we're drawing a line. And we have been since they ran the, since we first found out about their Letitia fraud raiser. So, not only that, but this is extremely cringy, entitled Karen behavior. And we've been covering that kind of thing for years. If it's cringy, if it's salty, if it's an extreme video, if it's a funny video, I like doing public freakouts. I've always had public freakout compilations and stuff. So this is like the perfect amalgamation of all of that rolled into one. Misha says, remember, we accept that it's okay to criticize what people do and upload on YouTube, but we want you to stay away from personal attacks based on aspects like gender, and we never condone going in real life. Yes, we do not. And I've seen people trying to type dumb stuff in my chat, and my mods are hitting it like that. So, nice try. Fake heels on the ground. Hi. Hi, Molly. Hi, Betty. Hi, Mallory. Nice try. Not gonna work.
What area did you drive to?
I drove through the main entrance. I parked in the parking garage. I came through to the main entrance right over there.
You valeted. So you didn't park in the parking garage if you got valeted.
It's up over here on the side.
You know it's really cold in Tennessee, too. You know that, right? Like, it's freezing today.
I said step over here on the sidewalk.
I can imagine what...
They're trying to take you off of the property. They should have just arrested you. So disrespectful.
But the problem is here.
Oh my God, you're that dumb? You're that dumb? You know what the damn... Why do you waste people's time? You want to say that you're so just. Everyone else is so wrong, and all these family members of tragedies that we get fired and that we stalk and that we dox, and everyone that we get mad at when they want refunds from our fraudulent fundraisers, we dox, and they're the problem. And the criticizers are such bad people. Oh my God.
Do you have an ID on you? Do you have an ID on you?
Sure.
You mind if I see your ID?
Sure.
Are you a patient parent, man?
I am not a patient parent.
So why would you
I'm
be
a
on
visitor of the property.
No, you're not a visitor on the property, man. We don't.
See, they keep telling her this and she just doesn't get it. A visitor registers as a visitor. So if you do not register as a visitor, as a doctor, as a parent, you're a trespasser if you're there.
She doesn't care.
Well, you know what's happening, Navy? They're educating this person, and this person can then go educate Betty and Molly on how they've been wrong about the idea of trespassing this whole time. Again, you don't have to have a sign to be trespassing.
Unless they're pre-registered. You're not pre-registered.
So,
She's playing ignorant. Is she, Jessica? She is. Isn't that funny? Because you know what she does at the end? She sits and calls them ignorant. She doesn't do it when... She does it to one of them. Let's go ahead and jump to that timestamp. 1 hour and what? I'm sorry, Navy.
12 minutes.
1:05?
1 hour and 12 minutes.
12? Okay. So we've got another interaction with a female officer. And it seems like Mallory doesn't like a female officer standing up to her. Her comment section is lighting up right now, says Nick. Oh yeah, bro. And dude, I can see your comments so much better now that you have a wrench. Good. Yeah. So we're supposed to believe that they just let you in that, right? You just, you know. Sure. Were you waving at the guards when you went through? Hi, I'm sneaking by.
you're the one that originally approached me, though, correct?
Here we go. Now, first thing I want you to know is that nothing was happening. They were standing there. She was not engaging her. She was not harassing her. They were trying to be polite, get her off the property. And if Mallory wanted to go on the property, let's say to interview somebody or report on something or whatever, she could then call in, make an appointment, or figure out which desk to go to, take relevant paperwork, take relevant immunization proof, and go in and get a pass. Where, with that pass, they would tell her exactly where she's allowed to be and not be, if they're even going to let her on the property. So she wants to skip all that, because if for the most rare thing happened and they actually let her go into one part of the facility, she's not going to be able to go to any other part of the facility. She wants to have free range in that facility. And why don't they let people have free range in this facility? Because it's full of very sick children. It's a violation of those sick kids for Mallory to be doing this.
I am.
Now, clearly I wouldn't have been a sir, right? So what? No.
You're a sir, a man,
Clearly.
All right, let's see. Now, again, Mallory, I think, and you're going to have to make your own decision. You're going to have to make your own mind up, okay? Is Mallory attempting to try to force an interaction like this so that she then can accuse them of something that could get them fired, like being transphobic or being inappropriate? So I'm going to play the beginning of this interaction. We're going to go through it pretty slow, because I want you to kind of ask yourself, what is the intent when you've been standing quietly with this person with no problems whatsoever, and then have this confrontation or back and forth erupt, okay? Pay attention.
Wouldn't have been a sir, right? So what? You're the one that originally approached me, though, correct?
I am.
Now, I made sure earlier to play the first words that came out of her mouth. And do you know what it was? Hers. That officer. She said, ma'am. She said, ma'am.
Did she say young lady?
She might have even said young lady. Yeah. Excuse me, young lady, or excuse me, ma'am. She did not misgender her.
Now, clearly I wouldn't have been a sir.
She didn't call you a sir until you didn't answer the ma'am. You were walking away ignoring them saying ma'am, and they thought, oh my, maybe I misgendered her. I'm going to say sir. That's not transphobia. That's not being rude. The person being rude was you ignoring her, and you tried to keep walking.
Right? So what? No.
A sir, a man,
Clearly, sirs do not present like this. So that.
See, that's just not true. That is not true. From what I've been educated on, this whole thing is that anyone can be just about anything they want to be. They can choose it. They can present what they want to present. And they might not even be a sir or a ma'am. They could be something completely different. And I don't even know the words. I try, but it's just there's so many of them I can't keep up. So I'm kind of uneducated about it. I do try. But from what I know, I think this officer was very appropriate. The officer did what the officer was concerned about, the children's safety. The officer was concerned. They've heard news about people taking weapons and doing horrible things in public to people. I'm not going to get into detail because I'm on YouTube, of course, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And these types of stories have escalated to where they're happening all the time. And God forbid, they have to be afraid that this could happen to them on the job. And this is why we try to give people a respect that are doing this kind of job.
That would be pure ignorance.
When I asked you for your ID? Yes or no? Did you give me your ID when I asked you?
Are you ignorant?
Are you ignorant? She just keeps repeating it. This officer says, did you give me your ID when I asked for it so that I could appropriately address you? Did you respond to me honestly so I could appropriate? So I want you to know, and I want to prove that this is not the officer's fault. This officer does not deserve to lose her job. I have a feeling that's where they're going to try to go with this. I don't know. Something just telling me. What do you think, Navy?
I think that this officer found somebody who was not authorized to be there and tried to get their attention to find out who they are and what they were doing here. And that now Mallory's trying to prolong this interaction. Yep. And it's starting to, she's trying to instigate some shit so that she can go out there and do what she did in the car.
Exactly. And it's almost like she's trying to pre-plan the title, right? That title. This is the title now.
Yeah.
She's changed the title. Oh yeah, she's pulling a Betty and a Molly. They're setting up an interaction. Now Betty and Molly had a phone call and learned that store couldn't help them unless that truck returned later, and they knew that they would get a phone call when the truck returned. But instead, and oh my god, dude, we've got some stuff to talk about there, but I'm going to do it in a minute as soon as we get done with this part of the officer, because Molly did a statement. But anyway, I think this whole part of this part of the video was a setup. And when I say that, it means that Mallory was there and saying, okay, here's what I've got recorded. Here's what happened. Here's what I need. I need to have an argument with an officer about them misgendering me. And then I can accuse the officer of that to get me out of looking like I was just a creepy person trying to invade this property full of sick kids. So that's why I think this was just a complete setup. Now they're going to take, like when I said that them going to the furniture store recording was a setup, it was. And they tried to take me saying it was a setup, or in the other people who said it was a setup, and they're trying to say that that's not true and it wasn't a setup and yada yada. They didn't start recording until this or that happened. Wrong. You started recording before the Ashley Furniture Store woman got angry, and that's in the recording. So nice lie. Though I did watch Molly's video, and I know what she tried to say when I proved that her and Betty did a setup for content with the furniture store. This, let's just get this out of the way early. This is Mallory doing a setup to excuse any backlash and to be able to have a shield to deflect backlash. Now, what she needs is to anger this officer, try to push this officer too far. She needs this officer to get really mad, right? To yell at her, to go off. If this officer tried to like arrest Mallory and stuff like that after this, Mallory would have accomplished her goal. She needs to turn this into a scene. This is where I believe she's trying to do that. Now, the problem is that this officer is good at her job. And imagine that you're the type of person that goes around to people like officers that put themselves in harm's way for sick kids every freaking day of their job, and you got some entitled Karen trying to set you up to get fired so they can make a couple bucks on YouTube. Imagine.
Are you ignorant?
That would be a question.
Are you ignorant?
No, that's my question to you.
Well, she just asked you if you're ignorant because you wouldn't hand over your ID, and it does seem pretty damn ignorant. In fact, I think this entire ordeal is such a waste of time and so dumb that, yeah, I think that you're the ignorant one, Mallory. Yeah.
No question.
So-
You be asking me. 'Cause
so
I
see-
got a reason for being on this case.
Right. But
Do you?
to look at a
I
lady
got a
and
reason for being
call
on
her
this case.
sir and to
I've got a reason for being on this campus. Do you have a reason? Because that would, if you don't, then you're ignorant. Whoever is on this campus inappropriately or without access, they're the ignorant one. Whoever's causing this is the ignorant one. The most logical thing anyone could have said as a response to Mallory. So I gotta clap for this officer, because it's almost like they have to deal with these kind of people all the time, and they've just gotten used to how to react, you know?
call her
I don't
sir.
know what you are. Did you give
Right.
me your ID?
Well,
when I
that's
asked you
why.
I don't know what you are because you didn't give me your ID. I tried to respect you by asking for your ID so I could appropriately address you. You wouldn't do it.
Asked, would you be ignorant?
Did you give me your
Because
ID?
look at me.
Because it was real ignorant
Right.
of you
Yeah.
to be on a campus where you
Right.
ain't supposed to be on there.
It's really ignorant of you to be on this campus when you're not supposed to be. Oh,
Hey, you know what?
ouch. Ouch.
I love this officer because she's bringing it back to the actual crux of the issue.
There you go. The real issue. Not a fake issue. Not a setup issue. Not an invented issue. Not a clickbait, give me some views, give me some victimhood. Not, you know, the only hood. What were you saying yesterday? Because it was the most genius thing ever. The only hood Mallory's ever been from is victimhood. Is that what you said about Molly?
The only hood Mallory's ever been to is, or that Molly's ever been to either, is victimhood.
Or Betty, the only hood that any of these heels on the ground ladies have ever been to is victimhood, and that's why they keep going out and doing what they do in public. Dude, that's the quote of the book. That's the quote of the movie. The four Karens from Victimhood USA. That's the title of their movie.
So
And not
when
giving your ID.
you're dealing
That's
with
number eight.
women,
That's
when you're
number eight.
dealing with
That's number eight.
women,
Girl,
when you're dealing with
Girl, That's right. Talk to the hand because the face ain't listening. Now, I know I'm a bit of a boomer, but I try. I try to be cool, but, you know, I'm just a boomer, so it's hard.
women, yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you see my identification, dear?
That is a good one, Rachel. Navy's a genius. The only hood any of these Karens are from is victimhood because they just act so entitled. They act entitled, and if they get themselves into a pinch, they try to record themselves setting people up in order to give them an out. They think, okay, I'm in some trouble here. I'm looking like a fool. So if I can turn myself into a victim real quick, maybe I won't look as much like a fool, you know?
Don't run up on
Right?
me
Did
now.
you see my
Don't
ID?
run up.
SB says, these people scare me trying to destroy people's reputation and livelihood. They are dangerous. I've said this about Molly and Betty for a while. And not only that, they're dangerous because they try to e-bag money like they did for Marvon. They stole thousands and thousands of dollars while using Marvon and Dre's name to get that money. Right? They then get busted mainly by Nonsense. The whole community busted them for that. The whole community. But Nonsense was the one who first realized this is a scam and they're lying, and I'm going to lay down the truth on a brand new channel. I'm going to make a channel. I'm going to lay down the truth. And because everybody's like, damn, Nonsense really tracked this, does her research, tells the truth, admits when she's wrong, fixes shit, started to support Nonsense. So what'd they do? Doxed her and her family, got her phone number, called and left a threatening voicemail, tried to get her husband fired from his job, and doxed her mother so hard that they knew one of her properties from years and years and years ago. Right? And all of that was so damaging to them because fundraising is a huge part of them making money and fueling their scams in the past. No? Then they started to go out and try to find new tragedies to exploit, and everyone was just calling them out left and right.
Yep.
And it started just getting that circle of exposure going where they started to get nervous. The next tragedy they went to, they weren't as confident in how they could manipulate that tragedy because they knew everyone's looking. They made mistakes in the past in manipulating tragedies, but not a lot of people were really tracking what they were doing. They were able to delete videos. They were able to make mistakes and get away with it. Everyone's eyes are on them. If they go live and do something stupid and delete it, everyone has it within minutes now. And because of the exposure, their true selves have to come out. And it's going to keep happening, and it's going to get worse and worse. You know,
well,
because they're going to have to do that to still get money. But go ahead, Navy.
No, you're 100% correct. And the thing is that there are these tragedies that happen, and when they keep getting turned away, they keep getting told no because of the way they've acted, right? They are turning now to inventing situation, inventing like situations. Yep,
like this. I mean, and damn, you gotta really go pick on some sick kids, Mallory, and the parents and the officers protecting them. You got all the options of things you can fuck around with, and you want to fuck around with this. It's almost like you're trying to guarantee that people out there who criticize you are going to have to look at this. And it's almost like you want us to take eyes away from those massive terms of service, doxing violations, threatening violations, and that racist shit Betty did. So let's, I don't want to take away from this officer. Well, let's go ahead and finish this, and then let's go look at a little bit of damage control from Molly so we can get out of here.
Yeah, don't run up on me now.
Yeah, run up.
Don't run up on me now. They think you're trying to be intimidating.
I'm gonna take you to your car.
Thank you.
Come on.
Who's got my ID?
Didn't work, did it? How in the hell was what I just showed you transphobic? How in the hell did you get trans bashed right there? How? You didn't. How were you racially profiled? Weren't they? Hold on. How was she racially profiled? How?
Okay, so Mallory claims, and I've heard this and I've seen this multiple times. I haven't actually heard her say this, but I've heard people telling me this. She claims that she's 2% African American or something, and then tries to use that, yes, to claim when something happens that she's being racially profiled. She's an asshole.
Is she just a troll? Is she just trolling? Is she just bullshitting?
Did I leave my...
Yeah, she gets in that damn car and she drives away laughing. And she drives away making fun of what she just did. Saying that she owned them and triggered them and all this. You were the only one that got triggered. You were the only one that got owned. Every time you tried to fuck with them, they shut you down. But the thing is, did you have a big mouth? Did you have a big mouth? Were you big and tough while you were out there, or were you lying through your... Oh, you were lying through your teeth. So I'm going to close this out reminding Mallory, number one, They owned you. It wasn't the other way around. You were laughing at yourself in that car. Oh, and by the way, we did have someone in our chat who had the ability actually call down there and talk to them. And they claim that the police have already said that they got this video. So that means they watched you drive away laughing and joking and acting a fool. That has to sting more than anything else, Mallory. That has to sting. Let's refresh this real quick.
Talking.
Again, I still can't believe that this video is up. YouTube will not allow you to inappropriately film at these kind of places and then put it on YouTube. You're not allowed. Like, if you go look, it'll straight say you can't do this kind of shit. You can't film in these kind of places and then upload it. It's illegal. It's illegal to film there, and you uploading it is a terms of service violation. So I don't get how you're even. It reminds me of the time Dr. Disrespect for a joke video filmed himself walking into a bathroom once, and I don't even think there was anyone else in there. There might have been. He was banned for like 2 months as a warning because it was an accident, and because it was set into a certain scenario where no crime happened, nothing wrong happened, but you're not allowed to film in a bathroom. So in that state, in a public bathroom, you can't film. And because it went up, he got banned for X amount of time, and he makes lots of money. So they lost lots of money by banning him. So what would the platforms do if they found out you were filming in a children's hospital where you're not allowed to film? I can't believe it's still up, but whatever. I want to see some of these. Here, let's go to the newest comments. Let's do it that way. That way we can get the comments that House of Williams hasn't deleted yet or anything like that. No, you're wrong. They're doing their jobs. They are to protect very sick children and parents. You were wrong in all aspects. Too many evil things are happening in today's society, and Mallory is one of them. Betty and Molly are one of them. They are problems. They are the issue. This person says, this is one of her simps, and this person says really weird things to her. Like, you'll always see this little star in that picture, and they'll say weird stuff. I'm shocked this video is up. Makes her look even worse than she did. Definitely unsubbing. Yeah, and maybe try, before you support a YouTuber, just maybe look at their channel for 3 seconds. So that YouTubers like this don't have an incentive to do this shit. Can somebody post where it's illegal to video and take pics on St. Jude hospital property? Please post it. I've searched all and I've found it's illegal to video or take pictures of patients and family. Then you found it. She was in areas that only patients and family are approved to be at. Are you insane? Peace and Struggle? Are you nuts? She was in those areas. She filmed a family member on their cell phone walking by her right before she got kicked out. That's what that means. It means if it says it's illegal to film them, any of the public areas that are there for them, you can't be in, or private areas, or just areas. You know those hallways? You know the places you got to walk to get to other parts of the buildings and stuff? You can't film there unless the patients and family don't go there. You can't film there. Problem is that entire hospital is there solely for the patient. So you found exactly where it says that you can't film there. Shit. People want it to say, you are not allowed to film patients or family, and you're not allowed to film in this hallway, that hallway, outside here, and then for 4.6 meters to the left, this horizontal y-axis. If it says you can't film them, that means you can't film in the areas, the common areas, the outdoor areas, or the indoor areas where they're going to commonly be, or even uncommonly be. Shit. Play stupid games, get stupid prizes. Yup. I spent much less to hang Bruno Mars. No lie. This person is insane. That's why they support Mallory. It's just as simple as that. I was so disappointed. Best wishes, Mallory. Like, this person just is commenting every like 3 minutes with some weird thing. And Luigi's on point here. Too bad they didn't arrest you. Baiting and trying to cause trouble with guards at a facility that's taking care of minor cancer patients is incorrigible. Are you trying to bait them to start a lawsuit? Yup. These people are working a job unlike something you have. Your behavior is sick and disgusting. Yup. You could tell they were hoping that somebody would send her a picture of their Vax card. This is sickening. Uh-oh, really? What the hell's this? I'm glad we got a timestamp of it.
A Vax card. No, I don't have to show an ID to get through to a cafeteria. But I don't have my. I'm trying to think.
She is trying to get someone in her chat to send her a picture of a fucking Vax card.
A Vax card.
A Vax card. Is she sitting in the chair in the office searching for a Vax card to use on Google or something?
Sounds like.
She's trying to find a fake ass Vax card or get one of her audience members to send her one so she can get through the front fucking gates.
Well,
I hope to God that the security and the people at that hospital watch every second of this video now that they got it.
I think they can let anyone in, but it's a Vax situation.
You told them you were vaxxed. You said you
And
were
they're
good.
not.
She's
Not
not.
to let anyone in.
She's not, Navy. She's not. And she's
Oh
trying to
my
get
God.
in. Like, I don't care if you don't get it. I don't care if you do. That's up to you. You're you. You do you. I can't tell you what to do, is what I just said. But if you don't got it, you don't try to go into a children's cancer ward.
Yeah, I wasn't told I couldn't come in. I just don't have a Vax card.
Oh, no, she's directly telling them that she needs a Vax card, and she's looking for one.
That's the problem.
Yeah, she just whispered it. She's saying, you got to remember,
Because she's live streaming.
Yes, she's live streaming, and she just got up here over this way, and they told her she can't come in. She said, I'm double vaxxed or boosted or something, and they said, we need your card. It will be on your phone or in your purse. And she's like, I don't have it. And so they wouldn't let her in. So she went over here and sat down and started whispering into her phone that she needed a Vax card. Yeah, but I can't get in unless I have a Vax card. I'm trying to think. These are the quotes that she said while sitting here. Wow.
SoFlo, I can't even get into the cafeteria because I don't have a Vax card.
You just want a free meal. You're going to go in that cafeteria and you're going to tell them that you're there to see your sick family member, or you're going to lie to them and you're going to be like, I spent all my money to come here. I just would really like some of that good food, so they'll give you a meal. That's what you're doing. She shouldn't be trying to. Why are you trying to eat the cancer kids' food? Why? Why can't you let them have it? Why do you have to eat it? Can't you get your own food? Can't you buy your own food? Can't you spend some of that super chat money or that tip money on some food?
Yeah.
Whoever timestamped it is a legend. Yeah, B? Yeah. Can the police notify the airport and arrest her before leaving the state? I don't know. Like, you know, that would be up to other people, because I'm just the YouTuber, you know. I just show you what's going on. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is a video recording of this woman who has no business being at Children's Hospital, going to the front desk, finding out she can't get in because she lied about being vaccinated, and then she sits down in a chair live streaming to her audience about needing a Vax card while whispering into that shit and tapping on her phone screen and shit. I need to get a Vax card. Need a Vax card.
I'm not trying to access anyone's room.
You're not trying. See, now she's trying to tell them, well, I'd give you my Vax card, but I don't want you to access anyone's room. Oh, well, I'm not trying to do that, so let me use it.
My 2 cents. I've been vaxxed. I'm not putting anyone at risk. I'm not one of those.
You're lying. I don't care, but you're lying. Why didn't you put it in your freaking purse? Why didn't you put it in next to your ID? Just bloop, there it's there. It's there. And you know, they don't just give you that little piece of paper. They also have a cell phone thing that you can connect to and show it anytime you want. So I don't know what the deal is. I know some people don't do it. Okay, you don't do it, then that's on you. You're not going to be able to get into hospitals is basically, you know, I don't know what the news flash here is, right?
Never injectables or whatever you all call them.
You don't even know anything about it. So how are you going to convince us that you had it if you don't have the proof? Look, if you don't have the proof, then you should just call. You know what any person would do if they weren't lying, Mallory? You know what every parent does? If they're going to go in to see their kid who has cancer and they said, well, I'm sorry, if you don't have your card, you can't come in. They're just going to make a quick call to their pharmacy, and that pharmacy can either call the front desk and tell them and vouch for you, or they can email you or directly send you a copy of it because they do have them that are electronic. And because you're not, hey guys, give me a minute, I got to restart my stream after I call my pharmacy and get this handled so I can get in. It's because you don't have it. That's just a fact. Just a fact. I can pull out my damned record on my phone. Well, that's the thing. You don't even need that because the pharmacies give people like that digital proof and a paper proof. So yeah, I mean, my point is just that. Quit lying. Like, quit fucking lying. And quit baiting your audience to help you. Why are you sitting there next to the entry desk whispering to your live stream that you need this? I mean, it's obvious. You can't even say it's not true. You wouldn't lie, would you? You're not going to try to say it's not true, right? Because it's true. Did you play the one from 1 hour and 12 minutes? It's a good one. Yeah, we played that one, buddy.
Yep,
oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we got that one. And we proved that the officer did not transbash her. Yeah. We proved the officer did not transbash her. So her title is defamation on that officer's job. That is straight defamation.
No, I'm not going to go through all that.
Not going to go through all what? Her chat barely moves, y'all. Her chat is just like Molly and Betty's chat. It barely moves. Tell them you want a tour while you wait. That's one of her members. Yeah, you're going to get a tour of the cancer ward. Sure.
Oh God, you're so dumb. So the thing is, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So the thing is, if they are going to give tours to people, and they're going to be something scheduled and put out to the public to show what they do, or you have to be someone who has donated tens of millions of dollars because they want to show you that, because St. Jude just isn't a hospital; it's also a research center.
Yeah, and
so they can give tours to people to show where their tens of millions of dollars, right, are going to fund research into, name it, right?
Yep. Anon. I thanked you yesterday, and I don't know if you were in the stream, so I just wanted to thank you again. The reason we have the projector on is because you gave us that Amazon card and we ordered those cords. But thank you. Anon says, oh my God, these kids could be in the midst of chemo. Oh, I guarantee you many of them are. Their immune system is compromised. Absolutely many of them are. If they were to get sick by this dummy, it could be their life. It ticks me off. Oh, it definitely could. Now, the one good thing I can say about some of the people in her chat, Ironically, the ones with wrenches and the members are not as smart as the ones without wrenches and memberships. Some of them are, but what's funny is these people are watching and saying, let's just wait and see what happens, right? And will they give you a tour without the Vax card? Like, they're not going to give you a tour with it. Do you really believe that she donates to this place? Do you? She's got like 10,000 subs. Come on now. Come on now. Tell them you want a tour while you wait. Abort mission. It's not worth putting kids with no immune system at risk. Thank you. Whoever you are, good job. Good job. Can you find your results online, says Zhu? If it were real, if it was true, she would have already been able to pull them up and enter the place. Unless they would have ran into another issue, which they would have. Because after asking for that, they would have said, who are you here to visit? Why are you here? And when she said, no one. No, I'm not here to visit anyone. But she did lie. Did you know that she lied to the front desk? You know what she said? She said that she was there to meet her mom in the cafeteria. Her plan was to lie to the front desk so that she could roam around Children's Hospital Cancer Research Center. They've gone beyond the line of dangerous. They've gone beyond the line. And I'm sorry, guys. Why can't she call the pharmacy or go online and get her Vax card to enter? Because she doesn't have access to that, because she doesn't have it. I mean, this isn't just going into Ashley Furniture and getting someone fired. It's really bad. But it's next level. It's like literally putting sick kids in danger. Well, no, she's not, Uni. You're just making stuff up again, Uni. Then why in the hell do they have the restrictions? So you're going to argue, if you're going to argue to me that she's not putting kids in danger, then you need to argue that every kids' cancer hospital like this does all of these restrictions for no reason. That's your argument if you're going to defend her. That all of these are just fake. All the restrictions are just wrong. Newsflash, they're not wrong. Why wasn't she arrested, says Peggy. She lied to the cops in every chance she could get until she got in her car. It's the rules. Immunocompromised. Yeah. They would have given you a tour, Mallory. Just ask for it. See how crazy people are? See how crazy some people are? All right. I gotta stop. I gotta stop this topic. We've got another video to look at, but listen to me, guys. If you enjoy us streaming and you want to support us, that's if you want, because here it's completely optional and all it does is support our show. Please consider paypal.com/UniRock or the Cash App #UniRachel in the chat or in the description, because I appreciate every bit of support you guys give, and it is the reason we can do this. It's just sometimes I share those links because those are immediate donations. The others come in later. The only reason. All optional. All it does is help us do our show. You don't have to do it. We'll still be here whether you do or not. Won't affect anything. It'll just make it easier, more comfortable. You feel me? No pressure is the point. Like, that's the difference between e-begging and not e-begging, whether you make people think that they have to do it or something or whatever, or that it's going to save the kids or get justice or something. No, it just is going to give you an entertaining show is all it's going to do. Okay. We have Molly responding. And remember, I've said this 85 times, so here's 86. This is all a distraction to try and get everyone in the community to be outraged at the most extreme thing they've ever done, which is try to go and toxify a children's hospital. No joke, with their bullshit, sneaking in and sneaking around and playing these games, is all to distract from the doxing and the threatening call, the nonsense, and the racism against the Ashley Furniture Store employee. Because those two things are guaranteed terms of service, massive terms of service violations. And they know that a big group of people have to get mad at them before YouTube is going to pay attention. So they're doing everything they can to move you off of Molly, because Molly's the money center for the group.
Spivey says, please play the video after she walks out and films the construction site. She asked for a patient's room number. Please play the rest of the video.
I think we already played that part earlier. Yeah. We've been on for a few hours, 3 hours. So yeah, we hit it. I'd play it again, honestly, but if we weren't 3 hours in. But yeah, we did hit that part. And we played when she was in the car. We played when the beginning, and we made sure not to show certain parts of the recording, of course, which it's already out there. It's already there, but you know. Now, Molly did a video that we need to look at really quick because it's kind of like the next part of the Ashley Furniture Store arc. The Ashley Furniture Store arc, just so that you're all caught up, is the first distractionary measure that was employed to try to distract from the docs of nonsense. Also, it was played to distract from the threat left against Nonsense and her family, because while Nonsense was playing that voicemail, Molly and Betty were live making jokes about the threat, making jokes about the call, and it implicated both of them in a massive dox, not just of an innocent YouTuber, but of the mother, the children, and the husband. Also, the husband, after the massive doxing, received a bunch of fake reports and false reports to his work, and it proves that Molly was sharing Nonsense's docs so that sharing Nonsense's docs right after that false CPS report happened to Nonsense. So Molly, you said you weren't responsible for the false CPS report, like you didn't have anybody call CPS, you didn't give the info to someone so they could call. But I mean, just a couple days later, you gave somebody the phone number so they'd call and threaten her. So I'm sorry, but I'm going to hold the opinion that you were behind the CPS call too. It's just the way it works. So maybe when you stop giving out people's info, maybe you should just stop looking it up in the first place. But when you stop giving out people's doxed info to have people threaten them and affect their life, maybe then I'll stop believing that these other events were you. This is also another distraction from what Molly did. And in this video, she begs you and me and Nonsense and Heels in the Air and all of us not to get her deleted. Now, why would she say that? Why would she say that we shouldn't get her deleted? Unless she's worried about being deleted. She is. And she's asking us not to get her deleted because she says we make money off of her. Molly, I need to actually educate you real quick. Been doing this show for a very long time. I've been on the platform for 8 years. Some people will argue 9, but I think it's 8. I've done my show, and my show's been successful the entire time. When I choose to do my show, it's usually this big. This is usually where it's at, if not bigger. I don't recall ever talking about you until a couple months ago. So I have no clue how you think I make my money because of you and Betty. Do you think there's not another cringy, crazy person that we're not going to talk about after you and Betty are done with all this? Because there's been about 6,000 of them before you. A lot of them got a lot more attention for us than you did. Just making sure I correct you. I don't want you or Betty deleted, by the way. And you can watch every stream I've ever done and hear me say that. Though if you're going to break the rules, that's your fault. You're the one that got you deleted, not me. But let's take a look at what you got to say. This one's going on 2 times speed. I can't take it. Can't take it.
You have to.
Yes, you have to.
I was hesitant about the video going up. I was hesitant. Something told me to take them down yesterday when I was on the plane, landing in Chicago.
So she's hesitant about the video going up that doxed the Ashley Furniture Store employee. That's your video. It's your fault it's there. In fact, she even says that the Ashley Furniture Store employee went on YouTube to get clicks and views and make money. You've got to be kidding me. You uploaded a video, got her suspended from her damn job, and you're going to say that she's not allowed to go on YouTube and defend herself? Hey, Dub, thank you. She went on YouTube to defend herself from your upload and the lies you were telling about her. She didn't go on YouTube to make money or anything like that. Because let me just help you with this logic, Molly. If you wouldn't have uploaded your video, she never would have went on Queen Bee's channel. Right, Navy? See how that works?
Yeah.
I mean, is it the fact that she wanted money and clicks is why she went on Queen Bee's channel? Or do you think it was because of Molly's upload? I mean, which could it be?
I think that people wanted to see what the actual truth of the matter was. And so they reached out to the other party knowing that we cannot believe a damn thing even recorded that Molly and Betty do.
Exactly. Now, here's the other thing. If Molly wouldn't have uploaded that video, do you think that she would have went on Queen Bee's channel? I don't think so. Like,
no,
if I think that
we never would have
Betty,
known.
Yeah, if she would have just sat down and told the story about Ashley Furniture, if that would have just happened, I don't think we would have seen this person on Queen Bee's channel. So this is complete bullshit, Molly. I'm getting so tired of this with you because you know it.
I said, you know what, I should just take them down. I did notice that the manager was leaving comments. I had to block her, and
of course you blocked her. You didn't want your audience to see what she said.
she was using her name.
She is allowed to choose. It is her choice to release or use her name. That's how privacy works. It's the person's choice. If you take away that person's choice, I don't know, by doxing them and holding the phone up to the screen like you did to a bunch of people that wanted refunds and shit like that, that's you making the choice of them and their name and face being out there. That's the dox. But if I choose to go on YouTube and put my name up, my name's Jason, by the way, then it's not a dox. I didn't dox myself, or whatever you'd say. I guess you could use that term. But no, you didn't block her because her name was on there. She's allowed to put her name on there if she wants. You blocked her because you didn't want anyone reading what she wrote. It could be another reason why she decided to go on YouTube. She probably got pissed off that you blocked her. She probably thought that you weren't scummy enough to block her. And then when she noticed you were, she was like, fuck it, I'm going to go on YouTube.
And what she was saying was that it wasn't the full video. So let me get something straight.
It wasn't the full video. You and Betty have admitted that. We have proof that it wasn't, by the way.
If she's using her full name, then she's easily accessible, correct?
Oh, I get it. You wanted to ban her so that other YouTubers wouldn't invite her on their shows. Oh, got it.
Yes. So I blocked her.
Yeah, you didn't want her coming up on YouTube.
Funny emojis, and how she's gonna come after me with a...
She was so upset by those emojis. Oh my God, she is so triggered that Kaja put those emojis on her channel. She's scared. This whole video is her just being terrified of being banned, for getting her fired and
sued. Well, she's not fired
too.
yet. She's still suspended, right? She's just suspended
true.
right now, depending on investigation.
I just don't think they're going to bring her back personally. That's just why I keep saying that. But you're right. She's suspended. She's not working. She's not making money. So she's temporarily fired. And then, I guess it's bad wording, but suspended does mean she's not getting paid. Okay. But don't worry. She went on YouTube. She's got, I hope, more than 2 months worth of paychecks. I hope. I think if she didn't get at least 2 months worth of paychecks, she should get back up here and get it. She should get a big pillow. You know what I'm saying? It takes away all the damage Molly and Betty were trying to do if she is comfortable. I think she should be overly comfortable. I think she should be filling her fridge up with good food, right? Making sure she can sit at home and take a vacation while this is happening and be comfortable through it so that she's not. So in fact, when it's over, I want her to be better than when she started, and I want her to be all rested and happy and good. So when she looks back on it, she'll say, those two Karens tried to cancel me, but a lot of good people on the internet helped me out, right?
A lawsuit, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, and she is scared of a lawsuit. And I'll tell you why. Because she knows she was recording that woman on private property. Molly and Betty are so out of their mind, they've convinced themselves that every store and every place is public property. And it's just not, that's not true. We all know that's not true. You know that that store is not owned by the United States government, for God's sake. That it hasn't been designated by the city as a public space. You know it's a private store. You know that whoever owns it can set the rules there. They can kick out whoever they want. They can refuse service and fire and hire whoever they want, and you know it.
Ridiculous.
And if you point a camera at someone and they tell you to stop, and you keep recording, and you're violating the law against them maliciously for that long, they can sue your ass.
Felt that she was getting very, very petty. Now.
No, you got petty. When you get petty on someone, if they get petty back, that's your fault. You shouldn't have taken it there. Why are you so entitled? Oh, you're a queen. You the princess of the world. I can go around being petty to whoever I want, and if they get petty, they're the bad guy. Actually, no, you're the bad guy for taking that petty shit in there in the first place, because before you did, they were all just having a good normal work day. You brought the petty. They respond to the petty, and now they're bad people. Not how the world works, princess.
I just didn't want this thing to go on because it's stupid.
You did. You don't want it to go on now. You see, you did want it to go on. That's why you uploaded it. You did the stupid. And now you think because you're the queen of the universe and Betty's the queen of the freaking swamp that you guys can just snap your petty little fingers and take a situation you created and make it end. We're the queens. We can make it end right now, and you're bad if you keep talking about it. No. You caused it, and now you got to deal with the fallout.
For me, it's stupid.
No, it wasn't. It's now you're mad because of the consequence.
Whatever happened, just remember, there's all these people saying that, you know, what happened before? It must have been edited. What happened before?
No, we know what happened before. You act like it's some giant fucking mystery, or that you guys are complicated. You guys are base level. You're a thing that people call basic bitches, but I'm not going to go there. But you are. I'll tell you what happened. Are you ready? Y'all got late. You all were drunk out of your damn minds and drugged out or whatever and couldn't wake up. You admitted in this video, by the way, you couldn't wake up and answer the door. Walter couldn't get there in time. You didn't get your furniture, and you got pissed and thought that you could take advantage of the situation. You called the store and flipped out, and he put it on speakerphone. You admit that in this video. So it in fact was you, Walter, and Betty all screaming into the camera. You lied at the furniture store and acted like entitled Karens. Better than everybody else. Richer, smarter, better. Us, our blood makes us better, according to them. And then once you got off the phone, y'all said, oh my God, guess what? Me and Betty could rush over to the store and we can pretend like we don't know where the furniture is, or we could do this and that and get some free furniture, and we can flip out and record it and get some videos on money on YouTube. I could probably make $1,000 when it goes viral. So you went and uploaded it, and it backfired in your face, and now you want to undo it, and it ain't working.
Before, it must have been edited. Well, I did not record myself going into the store.
Bullshit.
Okay? Most people that upload something happening, right?
You're not most people. You record everything. I don't believe you.
They just start to upload, and already there's
not upload, it's called recording.
already a build up there. That's where I came.
She's tripping over herself.
Oh, she tripping.
Just like everybody else.
Oh, and while she tripping, I'm going to keep sharing my pay link, y'all, because, you know, if I get a few donos, I'm set for the next few streams. You don't have to dono, I'm just sharing it. She streamed herself sleeping and peeing. Exactly, Lauren. She never stops. If she could have a little robot that followed her around streaming in 360 everywhere she went, even in the bathroom, even while banging Walter, even while banging all the other guys Walter doesn't know about, she would. If she could film herself at every Backstreet Boys concert in the bathroom crying because they all denied her again for the 564th time, she would.
So, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Had I recorded myself and put the camera on as I was getting
Oh, Molly, I'm just making jokes. Stop it. I'm being funny. I'm entertaining my audience. I'm trying at least. Stop getting so upset about it. I've been nice to you. You know it. I have been nice. Why do I keep being nice to you when you're so nasty to me all the time? I do that with everybody in the world because I am a nice person. You are not. You're a mean, nasty, negative person. And when you're mean and negative, it shows on you. If I get mean and negative because of you, it will show on me. So instead, I just keep laughing and trying to be nice so that it'll show me as what I am. And when you stop being negative, if you ever start being nice, people will think you're nice too.
Getting out of my car, walking through the parking lot, opening the door.
No, I think you started recording. I think you and Betty stopped before you opened the door. I think you both put your magnifying glass up to her black binder. I think you said, power, heels on the ground, power. And I think you started recording right after you did that and walked in.
I think that actually would have been worse. I think that would have been very caring. I think that would have been intentional. I think that
check Mallory's last community post. Will do. Give me a minute.
would
I will
have
do.
made it look as if I and Betty were looking to,
Hold on. She does a Betty on this and tells on herself throughout the whole thing. You got to hear this.
If I and Betty were looking the door. I think that actually would have been worse. I think
it would have been worse if I would have recorded everything because you would have had more evidence that I was setting this all up to try to get views.
that would have been very caring. I think that would have been.
It would have been Karen if you would have started from the beginning.
Intentional. I think that would have.
No. The intentional part was when you and Betty decided to leave your house and drive to the furniture store. Here's why. All three of you, the manager, you, and Betty, have admitted that you had the phone number to corporate. You all knew that the furniture store could not help you because they are not the same company. That's a third party that does the deliveries. You knew this before you went. And when Betty turned around, peed herself, started to do the stanky leg, and kicked the pee off her sock while she was walking out of the store, she had the phone number on a card in her pocket. So you got the same result from going there that you had from calling. You knew that would happen. That's why it's a setup. You didn't gain any new info. You didn't get anything from going there. All you did was get her fired. All you did was carrying out. And all Betty did was have another yellow pair of socks in the end.
Made it look as if I and Betty were looking to, cause some sort of scene. That was not the case.
Well, it was, but it's fine, I guess, if you say it wasn't.
So damned if you do, damned if you don't, right?
When you learn to stop uploading, like you can still act like this in your normal life, but when you learn to stop uploading that part of your normal life, I'll believe you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, but you're not right now.
So, whatever. Now, I know what your next question is, but why?
No, you don't.
Why did you and Betty go there at all? Okay.
You did it for the setup. You did it for the video. You did it to get the views, And that's why your title tried to set the narrative that you wanted people to think. The problem is the video evidence did not show the narrative of the title. In fact, it showed a setup.
Let me say it again. The first call that the manager, she now claims that she was not the first person that
Oh, listen to this genius bit of logic.
talked to Walter, my husband, Adrian. Okay.
You admit that you were on speaker and all three of you were there. So sorry.
I wasn't there for that. I was at the doctor's office. All right, let's just say that wasn't them. The second call, it was her. Adrian had his speakerphone.
Oh no! Oh no! Walter was on speaker. So Kasia was right when she said she was talking to three people. And the only three people there was you, Betty, and Walter. Y'all were lying. Kasia was telling the truth. You finally admitted it. Nice.
And I got it. Towards the end of that phone call, which
Did Betty pee herself? I think she did. She was scared out of her freaking frizzled hair. She was scared so hard that electricity unfrazzled her hair for approximately a minute and a half, okay? You don't get that scared without peeing yourself.
she felt, no, you need to talk to me in a certain tone. You need to talk to me in a certain tone, blah, blah, blah. She got
No. She said that you have to stop being rude to her and then further elaborated as you kept being monsters that she would not be talked to in that tone. So the context was laid, and then her anger caused her to shorten the context later. She was just referring to the first context, which was that you were being rude from the beginning and that she would not deal with it. She does not deserve to take your abuse or Betty's. She is a person, regardless of where she works. She is a human being. She's not worse than you. You're not better than her. We're all born equal. The only thing that changes that, whether we're better than someone else or not, is our behaviors and actions. And those things can only be dictated by us.
Got frustrated and hung up. Now, just remember, Adrian had every reason to be frustrated, okay?
No, he didn't. Here's how life works, Betty. Molly, I always do that. Here's how life works, Molly. Adrian would have a reason to be frustrated if it was the mover's fault this all happened, or that they couldn't get it there. You've already admitted that you two were too passed out drunk to answer the door. She admits that here too. You know how she kept saying she was at a doctor appointment? She admits that she was asleep in the house and didn't let the movers in. She admits that through this. Now that proves that Walter tried to get there as soon as he could, and because of how long it took, they didn't get to deliver everything. So that's not Walter's. That is Walter's fault. That's not the movers. So you and Walter did not have an excuse, since it was your own shitty behavior or planning, whatever you want to say, that led to this happening. You should have got your ass out of bed. You should have had an alarm. Betty should have had an alarm. Someone should have let him in. Someone should have treated him like people instead of treating him like the peons that move furniture. That's not their life. That's just where they work. They have a whole life and they have all these thoughts and feelings and kids and stuff. I know it's crazy someone has to explain this about other human beings to you.
Because this is all about her ego and how people are talking to her. Listen, I'm going to tell you again. That whole time frame of when they were supposed to be there and how they got there was just a little bit
No, they were on time.
Earlier, and that window of time was just unexpected, and they actually notified me the night before.
So you're admitting it was your fault. Nice.
So there was no time to really take the bed apart after I woke up.
You should have had the bed taken apart within the weeks and weeks it took for them to bring the furniture.
Or how about this?
Because
they told you, which she admits later on, they gave a time frame of 7 to 9. How about you get your fat ass up at 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning,
like
undo the damn bed, so by the time they get there, you can move
that's
shit
why I
up.
didn't get the bell. It was already 9 o'clock, and Adrian...
And I do not think she's fat. Let's not go there. She's not. I wouldn't say she's obese. I'm obese. If I'm obese, I guess she might be. Who knows? Look, I am a little obese. I'm over 200 right now. I'm typically 175 full of like cut muscle, but I'm about 175 of cut muscle and another 30 pounds of fat that I need to get off me. So I'll admit that I'm a little overweight, okay? Don't judge me. I think it's cute. I like my belly. Yeah, deal with it.
Had just gotten back from taking Jake to school. Then he went to the bank and he took out money to tip the guys. He was thinking...
I believe this. I believe this. There could have been a good interaction here. I think it was Betty being there. I think Betty influenced you and maybe Walter. I don't know if he was at the house or not, but to be a little too drunk too often, a little too messed up, and a little too judgmental, Karen, and negative. Yeah, I think Walter could have gotten that furniture, tipped them, had a nice conversation with them, let them do their thing and left. It's possible, right? I don't think people want other people on their block or in society to think that they're judgmental and better than everybody else, okay? But whatever happened, you handled this wrong and it wasn't the mover's fault. Sorry. It sucks that you uploaded the video causing the truth to be put on the internet by Kaja. She was very articulate. She was very honest. She backed up everything she said. Yeah, this is an L for you guys. It's an L. Sorry.
They were coming a little later, and he was calling me. My ringer was off. I shut my ringer off, and he had like $200 to tip these guys. So,
well, if that's true, then I can kind of like give him some credit because that's good. That he should.
When they came in, They said that the bed needed to be taken apart. The one that I was.
That's just a factual thing here. That's just how life works. Sorry. Thank you, Cheeky Steph. Don't forget to subscribe to my main channel, UNIRocktv.
Adrian said, "You didn't hear the bell?" And I said, "No." I said, "No."
I believe you didn't hear the bell.
Sorry. And I got up. I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta go to the doctor." Oh my god. And then Betty comes walking in. He's like, "I didn't hear the bell either."
You do know that next to your sinuses are canals that go from your mouth up to your ears. You know that, right? So whenever Betty's around and she's inundating her face into Puffyville, I bet it does affect those canals, and it makes it hard to hear the bell going off when you're the next morning.
Either. Betty was on the other side of the house, and she was live. Something like that. Plus, it's not.
Wait, Betty was on the other side of the house live? Betty said that she overslept too. But whatever.
Betty's responsibility to answer my door or anything like that.
No, it's not. Because I wouldn't want the movers to be choked to death. I don't think anybody wants Betty to answer any door, ever. I think Betty should be restricted to living like in the woods somewhere, but if she did, she'd be dancing around a fire with a Klan robe on. But the whole point, oh, my commentary is on fire tonight. But my whole point here is, I agree. Betty shouldn't. Now, if Betty was a normal person, like a friend of yours at the house, I think a normal adult would have been able to answer the door and just escort the furniture workers to keep an eye on them, just so there's no accusations, while joking with them and having a good time until they left. You want some tea? You guys need anything to drink? Anything I can do to make you more comfortable while you help us out? Wow, you guys did a great job. Hey, thanks. You guys are awesome. Here's a tip. Walter's going to hook you up. All right, bye-bye. Nice to meet you. Hi, I'm single. Every man I've ever been with, I choked to death. Any of you want to date me? No? Okay, bye. That Betty could have done that if she wasn't the Florida Strangler.
And Adrian, the guys came in, and I did go downstairs. I said, "This is gonna go here." Everything was cleared out. You saw where my.
Hey,
you see me every day when I go.
I'm gonna have to go off the air. I have some guests. You're welcome to join. Hey, stop showing me your nipples. Stop showing me your nipples. You can come back here if you want. I don't care. But we might stream in a little bit, Navy. So
all right, Bubba, sounds.
I'm gonna drop how you can support my channel in the chat, and we will finish this video later. Thank you guys. You rock. I appreciate you.